everyone, I'm Kalika, and I'm streaming today's Overwatch 6v6 Spring Tournament on behalf of my good friends at the Tavern. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I want to take a moment to tell you about a charity I support called Extra Life. Extra Life unites thousands of gamers around the world to play games in support of their local Children's Miracle Network hospital. I'm fundraising for the Children's Hospital of Illinois. In 2020, our Extra Life team raised over $1,000, which helped the families of sick and injured kids who otherwise could not have afforded the life-saving care that they needed. I hope you'll consider joining me in this year's fundraising efforts. My first goal for the year is to raise $500, and if I succeed before the end of the year, I will aim for $1,000. You can donate by going to tiny.cc/Kalika Extra Life.
Thank you so much for listening. It means so much to me, really. Now let's get back to the Overwatch Spring 6v6 tournament.
You know, everyone always says I look so cute, and they want to put me in their pocket, But now's your chance to have me in the palm of your hand, where I can always be with you as you do all those naughty things. We have 6 beautiful NFTs. These NFTs will never be released again. The winning team of this tournament will get these special prizes. What's that, you ask? What are NFTs? Well, they're the future, of course. It stands for non-forgettable tokens, as in no one will ever forget you on these beautiful artworks. You will be a part of the cutest blockchain in history. Let's take a look at these works of art. Oh, wow. Look at this handsome man. He's so macho. I'd feel like such a champion owning this one.
Oh, brother, you wouldn't feel like a champion. Oh, no. Not like a 2-time champion. Oh, no. You'd feel more like a 29-time champion, brother.
Oh, you are so cute. Who wants belly pets? You do, you adorable boy. Who's an adorable boy?
Mango flavor.
This one looks great, and just in time for Christmas.
Eat my eggs and make a wish, kiddo.
I wish my parents were dead so I could be Batman. Okay, on to the next one, please. Oh no, it looks like an eagle slipped on her thought juices.
I say, my dear Watson, I do believe there seems to have been a messy death on the premises.
Oh, well, is that a card in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me, Woo?
Shut up, you Beetledrat. That ain't no card in me pocket. It's me quarterly Bitcoin earnings.
Is that Goddaddy, head of the Goddaddy Bathwater Company? Goddaddy, how are you going to compete with your biggest competitor, Jericho Brand Bathwater?
We've known each other many years, but you come into my voice channel on the day of my Discord tournament and ask me to ban a man for some Bitcoin. I'll tell you what, I plan to run him a bath he can't refuse. Bathwater is a dish best served warm, you see, and I plan to serve it very warm.
Good luck to all the teams fighting for these prizes. This tourney is sponsored by Jericho Brand Bathwater, a subsidiary of Jericho Juices LLC. All NFTs are deemed worthless and of no value. Any value you assign to them thereby makes you impotent and immobile.
Blizzard World.
Hey guys, welcome to Blizzard World, and this is going to be a new Discord, the Tavern's very first Overwatch tournament. We're here in Blizzard World now, and I'm going to be Feelbad casting here with my good buddy Cyrus.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this all start up. We're a brand new community here starting up, but we're very familiar to these tournaments, and we're going to be seeing a very familiar layout coming here yet again with the round robin style. Do you want to talk to us a little bit more about that, Feelbad?
Yeah, every team is actually going to be playing each other one time, so it looks like I think it's going to be about 6 games today, and the teams we're going to be playing with first are maybe new names, but same faces. We're going to have the E-Girl Incorporated, and we're going to have Teabaggers. What do you think? What do you think we're going to be looking at here on Blizzard World? First off.
Third off, we're actually going to be seeing E-Girl Inc. starting off with a little bit of an interesting defense here. Bodo's actually going to be topping on the Winston. We're going to be seeing a dive defense. It's actually pretty common in the higher level strats, and we're actually going to be seeing him hop up and down from that high ground. Winston's great for taking a little bit of space. But on the offense side, Teabaggers are actually going to be adopting the classic Ryan Zarya strat. Dean, it looks like he's actually going to be swapping off the far out back onto the Junkrat, Hanzo. Going to be a lot of pick potential, so the people on the high ground here are going to have to really be careful watching their heads. They're not going to have the shield to hide behind and poke back down on them.
Yeah, they are going to have to really work on their rotations. Monkey and Bansation do have a good bit of mid and long range, but if they get spammed out by the Junkrat, if Maki makes a nice pick, this could spell trouble. It's just going to be all about the Bodolava engage, I think, about the Monkey engage. As long as he can stay alive and keep people distracted, and Monkey and Bansation can do their job, then I think it's going to be a pretty good defense. But we'll see what happens right here. They're going to be coming out the bottom right.
You see the Teabaggers coming straight up, but we're finding a little bit of difficulties. They have the Lucio, or lack of Lucio, so they're not able to quite speed boost in. Bodo jumping on the back line. They are actually able to find Dalo pick there, but Bodo trades in turn.
Yeah, Bodolava is going to jump into the middle of the team there, split him up. They are going to be able to get the Zenyatta, but he's going to die before he can really help out. Now it's going to be up to Bansation and Monkey to kind of finish off the rest of this team here, and they're going to be able to do just that, getting 2 picks right off here and going to try and finish off the 2 tanks and the healer that they have left. Really holding this defense here on the first try. It's going to be a good first defense, but Ultimate's coming up. Your Death dying late. Kind of not great for this team over here on Teabaggers.
Yeah, Ultimate Charge definitely favoring towards the defense side of the E-Girl Incorporated, and we saw that Monkey and Bansation, especially after they were to get the early pick on Dale. Honeypot was struggling to keep people up quite as well because Ana's not a particularly great multi-target healer, and Monkey and Bansation just putting so much pressure out onto Your Death, he was not able to keep his shield up for long, and they were able to keep on getting those picks in between the shield fractures.
Yeah, we are going to be looking at a Monkey, Bansation, and almost Dupelec on ultimates on the side of the defense here. On the side of attack, we're going to be having a Nano coming through. Hopefully they can put that on Your Death, get some swings in, maybe get a Shatter up. But again, it's going to be about this Bodolava engage. Monkey getting a pick pretty early is going to be big. They're going to put Maki on the Doomfist, and he's going to try and get some things done, but he does clear the high ground, does not get out with his life, though.
However, we do have Your Death and Badla sitting up there on the high ground now. This is going to be a very difficult thing to unentrench from the low ground, especially. Bansation putting plenty of damage in. Actually, Kim's able to find a pick on Dalo with the anti-nade coming through, so they're going to have to back up.
Yeah, absolutely enormous anti-nade right there. Hits about 4 or 5 people, and it's going to make them all back up into the... excuse me, into the rotating roller coaster right here, and they're just going to be sitting waiting to really regroup. They're waiting on the Zenyatta coming back from spawn now. Everyone's just going to be poking and prodding right now, you know?
Yeah, Bodo's looking to get a potential engage on the Teabaggers up on the high ground there, but not quite finding enough success. Their Dupelec is definitely ready to bubble him, but they are going to be able to burn him down. He goes in for the engage anyways, as they do start pushing down from the high ground, not able to defend their Monkey quite as well, and the grab comes out.
Yeah, they're going to throw the grab in, and they're going to throw the dragon in with it. Monkey's going to be able to get a double kill off that, and they're just going to clean up the rest of that fight. That's a pretty easy win. Classic grab dragon combo. They're just going to clean up these kills and try and go again. Bad Bluff coming up on his grab, and Dean having a tire, so it's really going to be all about this next fight, seeing what Ban and Bodo can do, I think, to stop this defense.
Yeah, we're seeing some absolutely beautiful ult economy coming on the side of E-Girl Link, but looking at what Teabaggers can do in turn here, Bad Bluff's coming up on his own Graviton. Both Maki and Dean are able to combo with that in their own definite ways. Dean's a little bit more risky for sure. Maki not able to put quite as much damage out, so it's a matter of whether they want to make sure they get those one-shots or make sure they get damage in at all.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting down to 1 minute 45 seconds, so it's almost coming to the point where you almost got to press all of the Qs just to try and get through. Dean is going to be able to find a double kill. That could be absolutely enormous. The Reinhardt gets slept before he can kill the Ana, but Bodolava is going to put himself in between himself and his team and the other team. So Bodo actually able to kill Honeypot, and Your Death on point getting his own kills as a main tank. He's going to be facing off Monkey here. Monkey goes off onto the high ground and kind of tries to hold off, but I think this might be first point here for the Teabaggers.
Yeah, Bodo very nearly died there, but he was able to get that trade pick for Honeypot. Unfortunately, his team's not going to be able to come back in and get a little bit more value off of that. They do try dedicating the tactical visor, which normally would put them in a little bit more of a disadvantageous position, but they were so far ahead on the ultimates, and even now, the Teabaggers had to expend almost all of their resources in order to get that first point cap.
Yeah, and they used up a lot of time there. They capped with 1 minute left, so they're only going to have about 4 minutes on the clock to get all the way through B. And if you get held on B, and it can take some time to just retake back control, let alone win the entire point. So it's really going to be about, I think, trying to get through this whole point and win every fight. They're really going to be low on point on time, even if they do that.
Both teams already know exactly where they want to be. They want to be on that high ground, but it looks like Yordeth's getting pressured a little bit too hard by Duplik on the Zarya, seeing a lot of damage coming out, especially from Monkey and Van Sanchen from the rear side. So they're actually going to rotate back down to try and take over the payload. Now, this is going to put them in a little bit of an awkward position. They're not able to shoot up, especially at the Hanzo, quite as well from the low ground. So Monkey might get some really nice picks on this starting side of the defense.
Yeah, Bodolava able to get Dean right before this engage starts, and they're going to have to back up a little bit, wait for that damage to come out. That Junkrat spam can be oh so important. They ended up getting that soldier pick, but they ended up getting immediately res, so really not that much of a difference here. We're going to be coming up onto the high ground. Yordeth poking in, and Maki just goes straight in for Kim, is able to pick it up and get out with his ultimate. He's probably going to be able to make it back to his team to get healed up, and they're going to be able to take the high ground here. That's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, that was actually a beautiful pincer maneuver that was actually executed by Yordeth and a dive character, Maki on the Doom there. He was able to take a lot of the aggression away as soon as he comes in on the back line there, and Maki was able to clean up from the rear side just beautifully there and get out with the Doomfist ult. We see that all too commonly, not even going for the damage on it, so we're definitely going to be seeing some changes to the Overwatch 2 Doomfist ult.
Oh, that's for sure. Van Sanchen ends up staying on the right side of the map and stays alive. He's able to get a pick on the Maki there, and it's really going to help clean up this defense here. They got 2 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. What are you thinking really needs to get done? A lot of ultimates on the side of the defense.
Yeah, so the Teabaggers took what we were probably looking at as a dry fight there. They didn't use too many ultimates, but they're able to bait out both Bodo and both support ults simultaneously, so they're actually looking a little bit better now. They only are sitting on the support ults, but the tank ults are coming up very quickly, and do not underestimate the tank ult. That will surely be the demise here.
Yeah, I think they need to recognize that they have the Grav Dragon and just try and get that out or counteract it with the Zenyatta ultimate. And hopefully that's exactly what they do. The Zenyatta ultimate's going to come out, help his teammates stay alive. Bodolava jumps in, but they're still going to be able to get the kill onto Yordeth with the Dragon. Bodo ends up killing Maki, and that's going to be another defensive hold. Starting to look a little bit scary here. 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, what I think we saw there actually was as soon as Bodo planted his projected barrier down, that actually blocked the line of sight of Dalo's Transcendence to Yordeth, so he was able to fall even despite being right beside the Transcendence. Quite frustrating to see, but that was a beautiful play by Bodo.
Absolutely gorgeous shield coming out there, just like you said. We're going to be teaming up here for another team fight. Yordeth and Bad Bluff. I think it's really going to be about the tank ultimates here for the Teabaggers. It is absolutely crucial that their team sticks together and make the dive come to them.
Ooh. Bill's actually getting a really nice right click on Monkey there, but knows he's going to have to use the res to counteract it. My god, a large shatter.
Yeah, as soon as that res comes out, he's going to shatter down and be able to get Monkey and Duplik with the swings. Maki and Dalo able to get some kills of their own, and that payload's going to finally start moving. There may be one more fight if they decide to try and take it. They do have a soldier ultimate, but that's really about it.
Yeah, so looking at this, it doesn't look like they're actually even going to try and take over the high ground. Maki sitting up there, but it looks like Van Sanchen's going to try and take him off. No, Maki having absolutely none of that going in right in on that, and they're not able to quite contest the front line.
They are going to fight that. The soldier is going to survive and use Tac Visor and get Maki, but it's not going to be enough to stop the point from going into point B. On to point C we go, and it looks like Nozo's kind of in no man's land right now. I'm not sure she makes it out. Oh, no.
E-Girl Inc. at a little bit of a scary stage. They're using a couple ultimates to try and defend that point, but not quite able to. However, the Teabaggers very much lower on the ult charge overall, so E-Girl should be able to hold up a pretty solid defense here, especially coming up on that Winston Primal. That's going to disrupt the enemy backline, and of course their classic Grav Shatter combo. Or, sorry, Grav Dragon. We don't want to be seeing the Shatter come out with it.
Bodolava going up on the high ground. I'm not sure if he knows that Dean's up there on the Reaper. It does meet him for a little bit of damage, but Bodo does have ultimate, so he's really not too scared right now. They're just kind of getting a lot of space for free right now, don't you think? Bodolava's going in with a Nano right now.
Oh, Dalo opts to actually use the Transcendence here, but unfortunately Honeypot gets a very large anti, and they're able to get a pick through even the Transcendence. Another thing that really shows Transcendence is a very difficult ult to use. Bodo's going to be continuing in with the Primal Rage, trying to get a few picks, but backing back out. However, this is going to give the Teabaggers a little bit of that extra ult charge that they're looking for their offense.
Yeah, and this is where they wanted to be holding his defense to begin with. It was smart of them to really let them give all that space and take it back in a fight where they were comfortable taking it. That's what all about is playing with the monkey is about. And here they are, now going to be stuck in the corner. They're going to throw the grab out. Do they have the dragon? They do. They are going to be able to get Dalo early, and Yordeth going to get cleaned up right after that. So another defensive hold. About 50 seconds left on the clock. It's do or die time.
It's your die time. Teabaggers playing that pretty much perfectly out. Your Death made sure to shield the grab, not giving them any extra ult charge that they did not need to, but they were able to get the grab dragon. They pretty much expected that. That was going to be a guaranteed death after Daily used the trance in the previous fight. However, we're sitting on 4 ults, including 2 DPS ults and a massive shatter with a grab coming up. They have a very strong offense.
Unfortunately, Dean's ultimate gets nullified, but Your Death walks in with a 4-man shatter. The Doomfist ultimate comes in and actually is able to stop Ansation from using his. They're going to get 3 kills on the board. Monkey able to kill Maki, but it's not going to be quite enough, I think. They're going to start moving this payload forward.
They're putting a lot of reliance on that Graviton coming out next. Unfortunately, they didn't have anybody on cart, so they're going to be a little bit slow coming in, and this is going to give E-Girl Inc. a little bit more chance to recontest. They've got the Winston coming out. This is going to be fantastic, especially if Kim puts the Nano on them. Going to put a lot of disruption on their backline, as it is only Ana and Zen trying to heal for one another. Maybe Reaper tries to come back, but it's going to be hard to burn through.
Absolutely enormous grab comes through. 3-person grab, and they are going to be able to use the trans to counteract the nanoed monkey in the backline. Absolutely perfect play from the side of the Teabaggers is exactly what they needed to try and get this point into point 3. Because you know if you can't get it into point 3, you can't go into overtime, and it looks like there's a chance we will.
Victory.
It seems that we might have a minor issue here as the round has ended.
Looks like that quick play match was perfect warm-up for what the Tavern's looking for here.
We may have to take a short intermission here while we get things reset here.
Yeah, we're going to be right back, everyone.
Initiating match.
So, welcome back. We had a mild issue that we did not foresee, and we have come to a little solution here. We are going to let e-girls do their regular attacking, and in the case that they are able to fully capture, we are going to go, as this is now set to competitive rule set, we are going to let the teabaggers full cap with 0 time remaining, and we will proceed from there. So we'll have a short intermission if they are able to cap, and we'll play it by ear.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I don't see them not capping. They seem to play pretty well on their defense over here on E-Girl Inc. I really think that the momentum shift, you know, the hiccups usually are what stop momentum and things like that. And I think they had some pretty good momentum. So we'll see what happens here. Both teams going to be starting fresh, really, is how it feels. And what are you looking at?
Really, right now, teabaggers on the offense, we saw a lot of strength in their ability to bait out ultimates and go into fights with the correct mindset, like knowing, oh, hey, we're going to have to take this drive fight. We know that they're up on the ult economy. It's going to be more interesting to see how they're going to have to adapt to that, because you have to know exactly what ult your enemies have on the offense and to respond to it appropriately. Now that they're on the defensive token, it's going to throw them for a bit of a loop, I think.
Yeah, Maki able to find Bansation early is going to be pretty big for this first defense. It is going to help them just kind of come back. Bansation's going to swap off immediately and go to the soldier. So just kind of back to the tried and true of what they did last match. We're going to see what happens here. They're going to be breaking down that shield. Your Death just kind of holding it there. So just kind of poking and prodding. Your Death able to pick up Nozo.
A very large fire strike indeed. Damage boosted fire strike coming out from Your Death. Now, we're seeing on the defensive side, we have a massive amount of high ground control, especially with Maki on the Cassidy there and Dean playing Torb Yarn. They're going to have a very difficult time actually trying to break this shield, it seems, even though they are poking at it with 2 hit scans simultaneously.
Yeah, they are poking it too, but they're also not quite ready to engage. Everyone just kind of poking and prodding, trying to keep that shield low for when they are ready to engage. And it looks like Bodo is ready. They're going to throw a bubble in on him and his own bubble down. He's able to get out with his life, and a nice little purple comes out to stop them from really pushing up on Bodo, but it's going to help his team rotate onto point. They are going to throw a window out, the Baptiste window. They are going to be able to get the fire strike off on the monkey while he's trying to high noon and kill him on point. Your Death still on point, able to command a little bit of space. Another high noon coming out. Just kind of holding point, being able to get everyone off point with that, and it is going to be a little bit of a stabilize here.
Yeah, we can clearly see actually some great calls going on the side of the teabaggers. Actually, we're going to see a Vice come in from Van Sanchin over here in the Snacks Ramos court. Maki
is able to find Maki, yeah. Dean be able to pick up Nozo with his ultimate, though. A grab coming out from the side of E-Girls, and they are going to be able to clean that up. That's going to be first point here for E-Girl Inc.
The teabaggers did a fantastic job rotating off of the high ground, using the immortality to respond to Kim's very nice purple nade there onto the high ground. That was normally going to be a big instigation. Immort shut that down. They rotated back around. Dale used the window, doing some great work there on the Baptiste. Unfortunately, they got a little overzealous, and their hubris was the one that they actually succumbed to, and they actually ended up dying while they thought that they had the picks to finally capitalize, especially Van Sanchin over there in the corner.
Yeah, a great grab, being able to realize how many people you can grab and really turn around that fight. Sometimes it's a hard decision to make. Your Death coming in early with trying to get with the aggressive defense here on the stairs. Doesn't want them to be able to come up on the high ground wherever they want, but looks like Band's already kind of running around them, trying to get some poke and prod, and points really moving up past this first corner.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of difficulty on the offense side here, as we do have 2 hit scan station on the high ground. Well, if you can call the turret that, at least. You see Bodo trying to dive in, but not really much peeling, especially that they don't have the mobility DPS or healers to follow him up there as easily.
Yeah, and with that, Your Death's just going to drop down and shatter the entire team. Dano does get put onto Duplex, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He actually does get out with his life. As I say that, I cast a curse him. The long charge from Your Death, able to pick up Duplex. Back to spawn you go, and that's going to be another defense.
No chance you're getting out here with that charge you all accumulated. Kim putting the nano out there a little bit late in the fight, but Duplex is able to find a lot of extra damage. It looks like we got about 20% more charge on that, so the teabaggers are going to have to factor that into their equation. They're really relying on the Baptiste immortality field to prevent the massive dragons that they've been seeing all again. Or grab, sorry.
Yeah, that is true. Not a lot of defense when it comes to that grab dragon. Bodo is going to go in with both bubbles, but they're going to throw the Baptiste amplification matrix down. All that damage coming out is just going to absolutely destroy Bodo. They do push up the point a little bit, but I'm not actually sure how far it's going to be able to go before they're going to have to back off. Yeah.
Ascension attempting to rotate onto the high ground. Dalo responding very quickly, putting some counterfire on that and dropping off. Not able to find the pick early enough. Monkey popping his high noon, not able to find too much, but no real biggie. We don't see very much value coming out of the high noons quite often.
Yeah, it is hard when you just kind of stand still and crawl across the map.
We actually see Monkey going to be swapping over to the Widow here. Going to be a very interesting offensive choice. We see massive pick potential with the Widowmaker. Depends on how grouped they are and how much they play behind that shield. They do tend to play a little bit more sparse, so it's up to them whether they're pressing tab, checking out, they figure out that they have that Widow, they can all play together and they can potentially deal with it, though it's still going to be a very oppressive force as Monkey dives in.
Yeah, Bodo getting ready to jump in, and there he goes. Bubble gets put on him, and an absolutely enormous purple, but Yordeth seems to be the only one caught in the grab. No one really up there to be able to kill him, so it's still 6v6 here. A lot of ultimates here on the side of Teabaggers, so we're going to see what they're going to be able to do with that. Nano's going to come in, excuse me, not Nano. The attack visor is going to come in there from Bansation, not Bansation, Grab comes in, and so does Shatter.
The damage boosted Molten Code coming out from Deem. Looks like they're able to actually wrap up that fight, especially with some of the Deem's picks there. Unfortunately, Eagerlink did get a fair amount of space on the cart there, but it looks like Teabaggers were calculating that very carefully. They made sure that they didn't want to get him all too far. Yordeth did end up dropping down on that, and they gave a little bit extra space just to make sure that they weren't going to lose their main tank too early in the fight.
Yeah, E-Girl Inc. kind of running on fumes here. They got 1 minute left on the clock. Monkey does have windows, and he is able to pick off Dean, but that's going to get immediately res. Nozo's going to be able to help them push in with this Valkyrie. Good news is, though, Teabaggers has no ultimates.
Teabaggers has no ultimates, and they're also not able to reset on the high ground at the moment, so it looks like they might be seeing a little bit of pressure from the high ground, or at the bare minimum, they're going to be playing on an equal footing with Bodo on the Rhine now. Not sure how this is going to end for them.
Yeah, Maki is able to pick up Monkey, and Banstation's able to pick up Dean. Bodo's going to pick up Yordeth and Daylil, and Bandstation's just going to clean up the rest of that fight. This payload is going to be moving forward, and it looks like we are going to be going to point C.
Yeah, does not look like there was very much option for the side of the Teabaggers. They didn't really have the ultimates. They didn't have the positioning over them. And E-Girl Link really capitalized on that. They take the flank routes. We have Monkey on the Tracer now, so he's going to be looking to try and find some late picks. Not quite able to find them as they all spawn together. They are dying as a group. Teabaggers doing a great job of staying grouped and following certain plans.
Yeah, Monkey out here on the Tracer now. See how that goes with Dean on the Torbjorn with that turret out there. And they also have Maki on the junk right now. A lot of spam going to be coming out on this last point. Bodolava already losing his shield as they come around this first corner.
You can see the Monkey harassing the backline here. Unfortunately, with the Baptiste and the Mercy, they're not going to find nearly as much success. Very hard targets to one clip. They both have the Immortality field and the great mobility with the Guardian Angel. Bodo trying to find a Shatter. No Rhines finding any targets, unfortunately, but Bodo's going to be the one end up dying first.
Yeah, 2 Shatters, no stuns, but Amplification Matrix is going to come out and able to get some of those kills out. Maki being the brunt of those. Yordeth going in with another charge on the Duplex, is able to get the kill even though he's purpled, and going to be able to back that up. Monkey with a double kill. I'm not sure if anything's going to quite come from it, but quite a play.
Yeah. E-Girl Link was definitely on a backstep there until Monkey got that massive pick on the Teabaggers. Teabaggers are going to have to give a decent amount of ground. It looks like they know that. They're backing around the corner already, but Yordeth doesn't want to give nearly as much card progress.
Yeah, with no DPS on the field coming back from spawn, it is going to be very hard to keep up. Bodo going in, able to get Daylil. Maki is going to be able to get Monkey. Grav comes out with a nano on Bodolava. They are going to be able to kill the opposite Reinhardt. Dean throws out some Torb ultimate onto the point, trying to get them to stop from pushing the point quite as easily. But Ban's going to be coming right around the corner with his ultimate and get a triple kill. Absolutely enormous tack visor.
Oh, E-Girl Link only has a Shatter, and Bodo falls really early in this fight. Teabaggers, however, are sitting on nearly a Graviton, and they've got the Riptire as it's coming out right now. It looks like they might be able to pull off the defense at 11 seconds left, finding Kim. Beautiful.
Yeah, Riptire finding the healer is going to be absolutely enormous. With Maki finding both healers, that's even bigger. And a Grav coming out to pick up the only person that can touch point at the moment. And that is not going to be point 3. It looks like we are going to be giving this point to the Teabaggers.
Wonderful work there.
0-2. Switching sides.
Looks like next match we'll be looking at High Pink Pandas and Kitty Buccaneers on Hanamura. Very ready for that. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon. All right, and welcome back to the tournament here at the Tavern. We've got the High Pink Pandas and the Kitty Buccaneers right here on Route 66.
Yeah, Kitty Buccaneers and the High Pink Pandas. We're seeing a returning team, the High Pink Pandas, familiar from some of the previous AOD tournaments, if anybody was around for one of those. So, one thing we're going to be taking a look at right away, we got T-Rex and Moot going to be on the tank line. A little bit unfamiliar lineups that we're actually seeing, and Ryusei and Comrade over on the Kitty Buccaneers. And we're definitely seeing a little bit of that come out with some more unusual tank compositions, which we're very excited to see. T-Rex and Moot going to be bringing up the Diva, so we're going to be seeing a lot more defense matrix. It's going to give them a little bit more potential to try and contest high ground, and a little bit less potential to take on direct balls. Whereas the Kitty Buccaneers going full in on the brawl, even less well with the Zarya, but they are going to be able to take some people off the high ground potentially with Comrade's hooks. Going to be playing some of that sneaky piggy, trying to go around on the corners, hopefully.
Yeah, you want to talk about sneaky. We've got Clown Slayer over here on the on the High Pink Pandas. Now, we're on attack right now, but even on attack, this man is everywhere on the map as a McCree. We call him the Clown Slayer sneaker. He's sneaking everywhere. So here we go, I'm ready to get going.
Yeah, coming out straight off, we saw Cassidy trying to take a potential look at the right flank, deciding to go against that, and we're going to get into the poke battle directly right away, something that Overwatch is all too famous for. However, we do see the soldiers going to be taking place on the defensive side here, potentially giving them a lot more versatility to rotate between high grounds. Gilligan, however, a lot of damage pressure with the direct nades of Junkrat.
Yeah, Moot knowing Cloud Slayer's on there and really trying to stop him from coming in on the flank. Cloud Slayer already trying to come in on the right side from that 250 pack. Meanwhile, the fight right here on the point happening. They're getting a lot of stoppage just from being able to sit on that high ground. T-Rex is going to get sucked in by Cone with that hook, but is he going to be able to stay alive? A lot of healing coming out from the side of Milk and Dragon Delta. That's a Baptiste and an Ana. A lot of healing coming through for their tanks.
Yeah, we see Moot just directly on top of that, making sure that T-Rex is not going to be able to die. Oh yeah, we see him get another DM coming out there, but unfortunately, Ryusei's cleaves getting right through that, and T-Rex is going to fall early.
Yeah, that hook coming in through from Cone is going to be an absolute game winner right there for that fight. Rokaru probably going to get picked up by Clown, and that's going to be a little bit of a cleanup. Do you think we have another fight here on A?
There's a potential to recontest, as we do have T-Rex coming back, and many people did not end up dying, but it's going to be very difficult if they do opt to jump down on here.
Yeah, it looks like they may have to jump out with not everyone there. They do decide to go down. Dragon's able to pick up Clown Slayer, but T-Rex is going to fall and not be able to contest the point. Sass able to pick up a 3K, but not before the point makes it all the way through point A. So it is going to be a capture point, and we are on our way to point B.
Yeah, so unfortunate. Gilligan predicted T-Rex perfectly, placing down the trap, and he chopped just right on into it. Not able to find anything else, and he was not able to touch the point quite in time. If any amount of time would have given them the follow-up there, because Sass got a massive triple kill, as we saw.
I do really like the point B here on Route 66. A lot of high ground to take advantage of, a lot of routes to take. Kind of the perfect thing for Clown Slayer to sneak around and try and get a sneaky flashbang right-click kill. Looks like he's sneaking up right now. Isn't quite able to find anyone. Maybe they heard him, but they're coming around this first corner.
Yeah, this point's going to give a little bit less of the defensive, or a little less to the defense team, at least in the options of trying to brawl them. But they can control the high ground much better. The offensive team can't push onto it quite as well. T-Rex getting a big shatter on point, leaving it. Oh!
Yeah, T-Rex able to pick up 2 right there with the help from the Nano to make it 3 with the Reinhardt, and just a little bit of cleanup from Milk is going to be a defensive hold right there. So still a lot of time on the clock. Big long charge coming from T-Rex into Clown Slayer. That's going to be $1 off. We're going to see 4 ultimates coming in for the Kitty Buccaneers.
Reinhardt, so far in this tourney, having none of that retreating. You are going to die with your team.
That is for sure. Get back and spawn. We sent the rest of your team there. We're going to be setting up here on the high ground on the left side, right on top of the gas station. They're going to throw the window in as well. That's not going to help with the shield being so low like that. 2 kills coming out.
We are able to get the res on Comrade here, which is going to give a little bit more scariness to the front line, as they could hook anybody off that high ground. T-Rex being sure to keep his shield held up, but his shield's really not getting pressured whatsoever, so he can hold it almost forever until he gets rip fired.
Yeah, the tire picking up T-Rex right there. Mood gonna throw up his ultimate as well, trying to stop them from pushing forward. They're going to answer back with a high noon that is going to be able to pick up Dragon, and Cone going to be able to pick up Sass. So they are going to start push this point forward. Clown Slayer gonna pick up Roku with a flashbang right click, and Mood just kind of holding on for dear life right now. Does lose the mech. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the High Pink Panda's on a very dangerous backstep here, trying to continuously retreat, but they're getting a stagger pick, which is going to be very painful. Milk's still on the high ground, actually able to... Oh no, sorry, that's Clone Slayer actually finding Moot. Very unfortunate for the High Pink Pandas there. We're not going to see very much luck in the contest here, even with the immortality. A massive ante.
Absolutely enormous purple. Are they going to be able to help clean that up? Gilligan's still really low, but still alive. It could be dangerous. Dragon Delta going down to the hook, and they're actually going to be able to pick this point back up. That was really scary there for a second for the Kitty Buccaneers.
Yeah, Sass was actually standing on the payload there and getting a little bit of damage off on the tanks. Not able to find enough picks, quite unfortunately, and they were able to retaliate with a couple more ultimates. So the Kitty Buccaneers were hoping to secure that a little bit earlier on, but even then they had to use a couple more ultimates and still able to secure it. A one fight is a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes on the clock for point C is a pretty decent amount of time to try and make it. It is just this one hallway, perfect for sniping. Sass is on the Hanzo now, going to be able to fire down that long hallway, but so is Gilligan's Junkrat.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of high ground use over here by Milk and Roku, just raining down damage. Dragon putting out plenty of heals, but they don't really have the option to actually flank them at the moment. You see Cassidy trying to go through the right side flankways, but not able to find anything, and he decides to back out of it. Moot nearly getting picked, actually. Ooh.
Yep, they are going to pick up Sass, but not before T-Rex shatters 4 people and actually ends up getting just 2 kills out of it. Moot actually able to clean up Darcy, and that's going to be a defensive hold. They don't have a Reinhardt, so maybe they can come back pretty quickly if they can group up, but we'll see what happens.
High Pink Panda's finding another late kill on the Clown Slayer, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for that recontest really quickly, but yet again, they are missing the Rhine. That is a vital member in your defense here, especially with how much they're playing on the ground.
Yeah, especially with how many hooks Cone has been hitting. You need that shield or at least Moot to come in with that DM after the hook comes in. So a lot of dangerous things coming, a lot of shield break. They are going to start pushing immediately as everyone is there. Ryusei walking straight forward. They're going to throw the nano onto him. He is going to get purpled and charged right into the point. Unfortunately going to die. Bomb coming in, going to be able to find 2 with Gilligan and Captain Clot. That's going to be a defense right there, and just trying to back out with their lives right now.
Yeah, and this is going to put the High Pink Pandas into a fantastic position. Both the Kitty Buccaneers using the Nano and the Valkyrie, or sorry, not the Valkyrie, but swapping onto Mercy here very early on, and they didn't have to use basically any ultimates. Moot did end up doing it and made a much cleaner wrap-up. They potentially would have needed to use something else there, but the Kitty Buccaneers might have even had to use even more, and with them already being at a little bit of a deficit with no support ults, it's going to be a little bit more defense-sided in this next minute here.
Yeah, he actually gets 5 out of the 6 final blows in that last fight, so that's a pretty impressive fight for him. He's got to be feeling good. He's up on that high ground spraying down on the Reinhardt right now. He does end up falling asleep, and T-Rex is getting picked up a flashbang by the McCree. They're going to throw the Shatter down as well, but it's not going to get any kills yet. Everyone walking straight into each other. A lot of brawl happening right now, and they are going to start backing up now with the Reinhardt coming back through main. T-Rex going to get charged by the opposite Reinhardt and then hooked. He is going to die, and they are going to end up throwing the attack visor in as well, going to be able to pick up Captain Clot, but Gilligan with the Riptire kill and Dragon Clown Slayer with the High Noon kill and Sass, and this point is starting to move forward. 40 seconds left on the clock.
40 seconds left, and looking at the defense side of things, we got the Dragon, which has been massive for them in previous fights, and they got Milk at the Trance, so they have a lot of foothold, but they need to time their ultimates very well here. Darcy coming up on the Valkyrie, they're going to have the Nano as well to retaliate. They need to make sure that they counter these with their 2 ultimates.
Yeah, absolutely enormous charge and kill coming in from T-Rex, but it's going to be answered back by Cone, so both Reinhardts off of the battlefield right now, which could be pretty big. A purple coming out on a Cone could be really dangerous, and it is. He does end up dying to Dragon Delta, but immediately rezzed by Darcy. Milk actually able to kill Gilligan, so a lot of back and forth happening right now. A lot of brawl. Clown Slayer gets nanoed, walks straight through the Dragon, trying to right-click the enemy team. Does not work out for him. Meanwhile, T-Rex just swinging his hammer on point, and I think that's going to be all it is. It's going to be 2 points scored for the Kitty Buccaneers.
Yeah, especially as the Kitty Buccaneers were trying to stagger in and try and just barely get on that payload. They knew they were in an ult deficit. They were in a very difficult situation. Sass was able to take an off angle and just spray into the backline, getting as many shots as he wanted. Not able to find quite as much luck, but his positioning was the advantageous part of that, for sure.
Yeah, both of these Reinhardts extremely aggressive. Both of them charging into the enemy team and just hoping that their team supports them. And it seems like whichever team is supporting the Reinhardt more in a lot of these fights is just flat out winning.
Now, swapping things around here, we're going to be seeing the Kitty Buccaneers trying to take the defensive hold, which is going to be potentially against them. We saw that they were trying to play a lot of the aggressive angles, and especially if they do try flanking in any way here with the flank Piggy or the flank Cassidy, it's not going to work out too well with them, especially with Dragon Delta on the prowl, ready with the anti-nade. Gotta remember that a purple Piggy is a pained Piggy.
Yeah, you feel real confident standing out there. You're almost a main tank with a Valkyrie and Ana pumping heals into you until that anti-nade hits you, and you just got to cower into the hallway and hope you make it in time. Unfortunately, he didn't make it out that time, and looks like we're actually going to be looking at the Orisa Hog, so a little bit more help coming out for Cone with those hooks if Ryusei can hit those huge halts.
Yeah, we're also going to be seeing Gilligan opt out for the Torbjorn now, so that's going to be potentially very painful if the High Pink Pandas do not try and take that thing down quickly. Luckily, they do have Sass on the Pharah, so if he's able to take down that turret early on, get a nice angle on it, it's going to be pretty much gone and nothing to deal with. They do only have the Zen and Ana to back up the Pharah here, so
yeah, no mercy.
Yeah, it's not going to be nearly as oppressive as we normally see there. So we're hoping that the tanks and Roku are going to help draw a little bit of attention away from him, because he's going to be in very big danger against the Cassidy alone.
And the main thing we do know is that Clown Slayer is most dangerous on defense because people have to walk into him, and he's going to be able to pick up T-Rex right off the bat, hiding in that hallway. Gonna try and take out Moot as well, but Moot's gonna make it out with his life. Clown Slayer feeling confident out here. Moot with the purple, he is going to be able to get the DMAC. Both tanks in trouble right now on the side of the defense.
Yeah, Comrade holding the point for his own. Unfortunately, Roku not able to put out quite enough damage. He has a massive health pool of 600, plus the nades coming out on him, and he has his own fate. It's going to be very difficult to distrench this Piggy unless they all focus in on him or all dedicate to him the high ground, which is personally what I would opt for.
Yeah, it's going to be very important that the High Pink Pandas stick together. They're going to have to stay behind that Rhine shield because splitting up is going to get them absolutely murdered trying to walk into this. With Clown Slayer hiding in corners with a Torbjorn turret on the opposite side of Big Earls and the actual team on the point, like I think they're just going to need to take things one at a time. And it looks like they're going to be going for Clown Slayer first, both tanks. Moot not going to make it out with his life is what I'm saying. I think they need to really stick together, all 6 of them. Cone gets purpled and dies, so that could be huge. Darcy goes in for the res and actually gets it, but doesn't get out with her life.
The Dragon Delta's still alive, ready to potentially purple this man. Unfortunately, he gets around the corner. It's going to be very difficult to get that out on him. And so far, the High Pink Pandas offense has been very difficult to get very much healing, so they haven't been able to farm those ults quite as quickly as the Kitty Buccaneers have been. However, they're looking a little bit better now. They're finally broken around that first corner now, and this is going to give them a lot more advantage. The Kitty Buccaneers are disentrenched from their position. They're trying to retake it, but we have the High Pink Pandas with much better respawn times.
Yeah, giving up that little bit of space on the point may not have been what might have been the last thing they needed. Cone discorded. Sass going to be able to walk up into his face and get that kill. Here comes Mood's bomb. Is able to pick up Gilligan and Darcy, so that is almost looking like a guaranteed point A right here for High Pink Pandas.
And Ryusei is going to be falling late. This is going to make it nigh impossible for the Kitty Buccaneers to ever try and recontest this, and it does not look like they're going to opt for it. They're going to start setting up on the high ground a second point.
Yeah, that's exactly what you probably should be doing. They've got 4 minutes on the clock. That's plenty of time to try and make it through B. They are off the Orisa, so no more halts. Risa on that Reinhardt. Cone kind of over here by himself. Not sure if he knows that Sass is coming up behind him. Does end up getting that hook, but gets out with the Wraith.
We love to see it. Moves right on top of that with the DM, making sure that his Reaper's not going to be dying anytime soon. And that's really going to give him a lot more potential to try and take that. As you can see, they forced the Piggy off that high ground. But however, he did not die. Very difficult character to dislodge.
Yeah, that's for sure. Diva fighting the Roadhog right now. A lot of ultimates about to come out. Sass throwing in his, and so did Roku. Roku not getting quite as much as Sass did. Moot being able to kill Clown Slayer, and a little bit of cleanup on the Reinhardt, and Torbjorn there is going to be this point. Just keep moving. I don't think this thing has stopped yet.
However, Comrade, his near immortality working a little bit against him as he's going to be staggered massively, give quite a bit of ultra to the High Pink Pandas yet again. And Moot coming up on another bomb. This is going to make it very difficult for the Kitty Buccaneers yet again to recontest, though they do have massive ultimates in the form of the DPS. We got Comrade with the whole log and a nano from Captain Claude.
Yeah, if they're going to be able to do it, now is going to be the time. Unfortunately, Clown Slayer goes down early. Gilligan is going to be able to throw out his ultimate, but it is going to be counteracted by Milk's Transcendence and Roku being able to get a few kills. So it is going to look like that's going to be point B here for High Pink Pandas. On to point C we go. Clown Slayer throwing out the high noon for good measure, but ends up eating his words as Roku throws it back in his face. And on to point C we go.
Yeah, the High Pink Pandas actually opted to play entirely defensively and let them put a lot of ult outs on them, and Milk just had to use a Transcendence, so that's pretty much it. He doesn't have anything that he has to dedicatedly watch for, such like a Dragon Blade or a Graviton Surge, so a beautiful value there out of that Transcendence. It won them the point out just alone, honestly.
Yeah, they didn't have to worry about the Gilligan Torb ultimate at all. A lot of poking and prodding coming out here. That point coming around the first corner is going to be really important. A lot of times you get held up on that first corner. Milk being able to get a pick on the cone is going to be enormous, and that's going to be T-Rex just going deep. Doesn't actually finish the charge on a reuse, and I think with both supports on him, T-Rex might not be able to make it out. Just barely does. I think it's because Clown Slayer ends up dying to Moo. And Rez trying to come out immediately. The Reinhardt does come back onto the field, but Kitty Buccaneer is taking a beating. Not before Ryusen throws out a big shatter, but Rokaru with a huge 3K onto the high ground. No one looking at him. T-Rex shattering Gilligan into oblivion. It looks like that's going to be point 3 and Route 66 here for High Pink Pandas.
Yeah, Comrade with the Shatter and the whole Hog, they're both on their side. We really were looking for a much better defense there. They had all the potential, they had the lineup, they had the execution, but unfortunately Rokaru on the high ground was not a variable that they predicted, able to get some massive picks just in the last seconds of that, even burning through the Piggy as he was being shot by the other members of the team. He tried to fight the man on the high ground, but unfortunately, just so hard to hit him up there.
Yeah, absolutely amazing game. I'm excited for the next one. I think we're going to be looking at the Teabaggers and High Pink Pandas on Gibraltar. We'll be seeing you guys real soon.
Watch point Gibraltar. Initiating match.
Alrighty, and our next match is going to be following us of the Teabaggers versus the High Ping Pandas there on the offense. Starting off here, we actually do have a couple donations for the life charity that we had here with Callie. $10 donation for Milk. Thank you so much for that. We got a $50 donation from some anonymous fellow. Thank you very much for that. And we got another $50 donation from YD. Thank you so much, everyone.
We just out here making money today in this Overwatch stream. Doesn't matter. Everyone can see we're having a good time.
Yeah. So turning ourselves right over to the Overwatch here, we see that the Teabaggers have formed their comp already. We've got Your Death on the Reinhardt, and we've got... Yeah, we've got so it looks like they're going to be going for a little bit more of a regular defense here. They're going to go for the Ryan Zarya. They're going to try and hold the high ground. We got the Maki on the Doomfist ready to dive in. Very diveable map at Watch Point Gibraltar if you haven't played it before. And we've got High Ping Pandas. They're going to be trying to contest the high ground potentially with Moot on that, but mostly playing the ground as well. Rokaru and Sass might be trying to rotate over onto some of the higher grounds. It's a little bit difficult here. It's going to be a difficult time for the offense and the defense sides.
Yeah, the defense, I'm thinking not a lot of high ground recontention. Once they fall off, it's pretty much it.
They're immediately poking out here. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much all they have is loot on the other side. So really not a lot of high ground contention for either team. So we're going to see what happens with that here on a very high ground heavy map. It is going to be Teabaggers just walking into the tank line of High Ping Pandas right here on the first point.
Yeah, Your Death, just as we saw in their first match, they were dropping down to make sure that they can test the cart. Don't want to get it underneath them. They aren't able to deal with them quite as well, and they could actually use like a Lucio speed boost or anything like that on the offense side to just get underneath them.
Yeah, we are going to see them start to push this underneath the tunnel, and I think they're just going to have to back up and kind of meet them at Blue Box. Blue Box being that very last corner, the best place to kind of hold first point Gibraltar. That is going to start having Moot very low, is going to get taken out by Your Death, and Shatter coming out. I think that's 3 or 4, and all those kills coming out from Maki and Your Death right there, that cleanup.
Very
what do you
defense.
think? Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, we're going to see a little bit of the issues that you have with only having one person to contest the high ground. It's not only that it's very, like, weak as an individual person, but also they are very alone. They're very isolated, not able to get nearly as much backup. Their other tank can't deal with them nearly as well, though that won't be very much of a thing in Overwatch 2. Moot's going to be trying to push up on the high ground again, but he's getting backed up by T-Rex here, so they're going to be going into a full-on brawl, even though they do have... Oh, they actually do have Roper, yeah, on the offense.
Yep, they are pushing through. Maki coming in, trying to get a kill, and Milk is probably going to be the easiest target. He comes out, but Maki is going to not make it out with his life. Meanwhile, still kind of a fight going out here on the high ground, just kind of poking back and forth, seeing who can take it. Your Death really does not want to give it up yet. He does end up falling down there, and the rest of the team's going to have to follow. And that is going to be another getting ready for this fight.
Yeah, this is going to put the High Ping Pandas into a much better position. They have 2 hit skins sitting on the high ground, finding Your Death with the high noon, unfortunately getting slept thereafter, but really not that much of a trade.
Yeah, Honeypot going to be coming in for that res, is able to pick up the Your Death that died from the ultimate. Rokaru coming around, be able to kill Honeypot before he can get back to his team. Maki going to die to Dragon Delta, and Bladbuff going to be able to get a kill with the Graviton. So looks like going to be another defense here for Teabagger.
Yeah, so we already see Milk sitting 98% on that trance. We're going to need to be getting that trance out in the first fight, and we're probably going to be looking at a swap off there. Maki has just completely free reign trying to dive in on the back line. They don't have the tanks, really, I guess, to try and contest that. Usually you're going to have, like, the Zarya bubble or something like that. Moot can DM that, but unfortunately not in great positions usually, too, as they're the only person that's trying to contest the high ground whenever they're doing the pushes here.
Yeah, and again, this is where the poking and prodding is going to be happening right here on the high ground. Your Death trying to hold the high ground. He's going to be able to walk around the corner and shatter 5 people because the Reinhardt charged off the high ground, and that's going to be an easy cleanup.
Yeah, 1 missed charge, and it's going to be a very unfortunate shatter, but it is massive all the same. Your Death just cleaning that all up with an individual ultimate. Now, looking over at the High Ping Panda side, things are still looking good for their offense. They're coming up on their own shatter. They're coming up on a Diva Bomb, which they found a lot of success with on the previous map, though, Route 66. On top of that, Rokaru's going to be probably controlling the high ground again with Sass right at his side. Both the supports probably want to stand up there, and they're going to have the trance ready for the defensive side.
Yeah, it's going to be all about seeing what happens with Maki coming in right here. The Diva Bomb comes in, doesn't get much, but Maki's able to find Dragon. There goes the main healing. He doesn't make it out with his life again, but again, that's the main healing gone for the side of High Ping Pandas. They're going to throw out the the Dean ultimate on the Torbjorn, but they're pretty much already moved away from that spot. They're going to walk in with Trans, try and get some kills. They're going to throw out the Shatter, not get anything with it, but continue to walk forward. Your Death does charge T-Rex and ends up killing the main tank, so he's going to start walking forward with that nano that he just received and try and get Rokuru, which he does. Does not stop Honeypot from dying from the McCree ultimate. And a little bit of back and forth, but it does look like it's going to be a defensive hold.
A beautiful defensive hold indeed. Maki just absolutely ruining the backline, and High Pink Pandas just don't really have a proper answer for it. They're going to need to change up their strategy if they're going to want to succeed on this defense. Any pick on the defense means that your entire fight's going to crumble, and when you only have 2 or 3 potentially just trying to sit here on the first point of Gibraltar, not much room for error.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of those fights was basically Maki trading his life for one of the supports, and it was pretty much enough for his team to kind of drag out the fight and really burn through the enemy team because they just didn't have the healing output that they needed to, regardless of whether Maki was there or not. So huge plays out from that lady right there, and I'm ready to see what's going to be happening next.
Yeah, whether Maki's dead or not, they're able to get back from point just so much quicker than a support ever can. And even then, the support is going to be in a much more awkward position, has to take very awkward rotations. As we said, Watchpoint Gibraltar, very high ground-centric map. They can't take like the easy way up, just press an uppercut or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm excited for this next one. It still doesn't look like a lot of high ground contention. I mean, we've got Sass who can teleport up on the High Pink Panda side, and we've got Maki who can grappling hook, but really no high ground contention. It's just going to be, once I take it from you, it's mine sort of deal. So we're going to see what happens. Only have to make it to the end of point A right here.
Yeah, we see that Doomfist oppression still fresh on the minds of the High Pink Pandas. They did swap over to things like the Hog and the Baptiste to try and potentially deal with that. Fortunately, oh, it looks like actually Monkey swapped back on. Widow's just to try and sight that out. We're going to see exactly how well T-Rex is hopefully able to deal with that. Maybe throwing a couple Orisa halts in there as well.
Yeah, Maki automatically just going up to that bridge with the Doomfist, just kind of holding their position, but Sass waiting for her to walk out that door. She does look for Roku, doesn't actually get anything with it. She's going to be able to pop out, but it does take them and discombobulate them off the high ground a little bit. Your Death and the team getting ready to go underneath the tunnel, and just some poking and prodding still. Not a lot of kills.
Yeah, though the High Pink Pandas did a great job of holding that high ground, unfortunately they did let them slip right underneath them, and it doesn't look like it's going to be as advantageous of a fight, especially if they have to rotate down with the Orisa. She's on a constant cooldown with that shield, and it's going to be crumbling very quickly.
Yeah, Bad Bluff able to pick up Sass right there, which could be absolutely enormous for losing that on the defense. Maki coming in, trying to get a kill. Are they able to find Roku? Is Roku going to find her? Bad Bluff able to pick up T-Rex, and it looks like it's going. They're just going to walk right into that. Pretty easy first walk through for the Teabaggers. It's going to be a win right here on Gibraltar.
Yeah, though the High Pink Pandas did try their best to swap and adapt to that, it was just a very difficult strategy to really work around. It's something they're just kind of stuck in the heat of the action. They had a lot of difficulties trying to deal with that. As they did swap onto the Roadhog and they swapped onto the Soldier and they had a lot more self-heal capabilities with the Baptiste, they found a lot of success with it, but at the same time, they weren't able to really deal with it. They didn't have the stun, which is the primary thing that you're looking for.
Yeah, the CC. Looking for that CC. Maki making some absolute plays out there, and it looks like we'll be back pretty soon with another one.
Hi everyone, I'm Kalika, and I'm streaming today's Overwatch 6v6 Spring Tournament on behalf of my good friends at the Tavern. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I want to take a moment to tell you about a charity I support called Extra Life. Extra Life unites thousands of gamers around the world to play games in support of their local Children's Miracle Network hospital. I'm fundraising for the Children's Hospital of Illinois. In 2020, our Extra Life team raised over $1,000, which helped the families of sick and injured kids who otherwise could not have afforded the life-saving care that they needed. I hope you'll consider joining me in this year's fundraising efforts. My first goal for the year is to raise $500, and if I succeed before the end of the year, I will aim for $1,000. You can donate by going to tiny.cc/Kalika Extra Life.
Thank you so much for listening. It means so much to me, really. Now let's get back to the Overwatch Spring 6v6 tournament.
que la passion. N'éprouvant aucune compassion. En amour, je joue pour gagner. Au père dans leurs yeux pour pleurer.
All right, welcome back to yet another match. This time we're going to be visiting the Kitty Buccaneers and the E-Girl Inc. on Havana. We got another donation here, $25 from Milk once again. Thank you so much. Donating to Extra Life once again. Really love to see that. Save a life, you know?
Yeah, it's a great cause and a great purpose, and we're all gamers here. It's probably one of my favorite things about the community that we built is that everyone's really helping each other out. We all, you know, really care for each other, and regardless of what people are trying to do, we're just trying to help them out, you know? So throw those donations in, and we're going to see what we're doing here on Havana. It's looking like Ryusei and Cone on a ride Zarya.
Yeah, and one thing to really look here, Bodo and Ryusei, both once friends, torn apart at the seams and placed on opposite teams, both forced to play main tank, so this is going to be quite the showdown of the tournament. I'm really looking forward to it.
Very excited to see this mirror matchup, yep.
Now, we can't discount. We have to look at Comrade and Duplek on the Zarya as well. The Zarya is an integral part of the Ryan-Zarya duo, as you might figure from the name. It's going to be a lot of the support and making sure that we time those bubbles correctly. It's going to be the crucial part of like who gets more ult charging when the individual trades happen. It's always important to have the healing, obviously, so you don't actually die outright. But the bubble timing can make or break this.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the DPS differences here with a Mei and Hanzo on one side and a McCree Junkrat on the other. Billy are going to be going down first to Monkey. Maywall coming out. Are they going to be able to capture anyone? Cone looks like he's not going to be able to make it out with his life. And that's going to be really scary for the defense. Ryusei not going to get charged by Bodo, but is going to be able to back up with his team and going to try and stabilize here, but they just keep bleeding.
Yeah, it looks like Ryusei's in a very difficult position here. Jubilek putting lots of pressure on his shield. He's going to be shattering very early on, and they are placed under a lot of spam fire from both Monkey and the Mayo Ben Sanchin. Ooh.
Yeah, they're trying to get ready to recontest. Gilligan going to go down to Monkey again. Oh, and a wall coming out to get Cone. Is it going to look just like the last fight? Not quite. Cone going to be able to make it out with his life, and they are going to be able to try. They're going to throw out the Nano onto Ryusei. He's going to be able to start walking out, but he does get frozen and slept. A lot of CC coming out here from the side of E-Girl Inc.
Yeah, so we're seeing the Nano come out from Bodo as well. A little bit better timed, unfortunately, because they're on the back pedal there as they put out the Nano, trying to keep their Reinhardt desperately alive. Ryusei suffering even more. anti
banned
snow globe.
Bansation with an absolutely enormous blizzard right there. And that is going to be point A as soon as they clean up Darcy here.
And we have seen Ryusei get a lot more ult charge actually than Bodo early on here, but unfortunately not able to find very much with the Shatter, so it's all for naught at the moment. And we're going to see Eager Link on a little bit better ult charge, especially with Monkey sitting on that dragon we've seen so threatening in previous matches.
Yeah, Duplex sitting at 93% on his Graviton, so I'm going to be expecting that to be coming out next fight. Hopefully, we could see some of the Clown Slayer, you know, hiding up on the high ground doing Clown Slayer things. I'm just getting ready for this next fight. Everyone's still kind of coming back.
Yeah, so we see Bodo pushing up a little bit more already. We got Bansation on the high ground, ready to contest. Unfortunately, Clown Slayer gets found, so he's going to have to back out of his regular position, but he's still got an eye on the enemy supports, trying to take him down, but it doesn't look like he's going to find the angle before they get pushed back.
Not going to find the angle and not going to throw Dragon into the Graviton, just going to Storm Arrow it and really just raw damage everyone out of that Graviton. Ryusei going to get res, but is going to get trapped in the enemy team and get sent back to spawn. 4 minutes in the middle of point B, coming around the last two corners, looking pretty good here for E-Girls.
Yeah, Monkey's finding a lot of value there on the Hanzo, especially in the indoors. He recognized that he did not need a dragon that, which is absolutely fantastic for him, because you know what? They're sitting right here in a choke point, and even if they start breaking through Bodo's shield, he just puts a dragon on that, and there's no way that they're going to be able to contest unless they can rotate bottom left in time.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cone getting picked again. A little bit too out there with the May freeze. That could be really scary when that slow comes out. Darcy does go down as well, and it looks like it's going to be walk through point B. Onto point C we go. 5 minutes on the clock.
And it looks like we're on the back pedal once again on the defensive side of the Kitty Buccaneers. Comrade swapping back to the Roadhog to see if he's able to get any hooks out, but unfortunately finding himself frozen instead and dying early on.
Oh no, Bansation on this May absolutely doing a ton of work to the tank line of Kitty Buccaneers here. Clown Slayer still doing Clown Slayer things, trying to find that flank kill, and meanwhile Kim doing the best Rokurou impersonation and just kind of getting that cart moving along.
Just to say, Ryusei, just as he was dying there on the last spawn, you can definitely see he went for the charge on Bodo with nothing other than contempt in his eyes, just trying to show him, you know, I'm still here, I've still got presence. Though they are on the back pedal for most of this game, they are going to be able to potentially try and take this high ground and get a little bit more defense, especially as Duplex falls off the map.
Yeah, Duplex does go off the map. I'm not sure whether that was due to Cone or not. But High Noon coming out here is able to find Kim, and Cone able to find Nozo. So it's looking like they might finally be able to stabilize here. And there goes right off the map, Bodo, not letting him, no one can take his life but himself.
Yeah, Clown Slayer coming out of the left flank. Unfortunately, Bansation did not foresee this, and he gets clapped by that, even though he had the wall up. Quite unfortunate. So we're going to be on a little bit of a heavier stagger. But Eager Link sitting at a very comfortable 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And if we're taking a look at their ults as well, we've got plenty of things coming up.
Yeah, you got it. Van's got to be thinking, just how long has Clown Slayer been sitting in that corner? And they're going to see him now with the monkey Sonic Arrow, and is he going to get picked? Bansation throwing out the freeze. They are going to be able to freeze Cone and kill him. Bodolava with the Nano going to go in and shatter Captain Claw and the enemy Reinhardt, going to be able to take them out, and we are going to start moving this point again.
Darcy helps to try and bring back her favorite piggy, but unfortunately, the rest of the team gets a little bit slaughtered on the underside of that while the Eagle Link collapses in on them with their just oppressive amount of ults at this point. You got to be thinking on the Kitty Buccaneer side, what can we do to bait out this amount of ults?
Yeah, I mean, they've got one ult left, and it's going to be the Dragon. I imagine he just uses it on one of the doors, and you just either have to push through it or come through the right door. The Clown Slayer really trying to stop, going to be able to get a right click off on the Reinhardt. They are going to throw Dragon out on the point, and Darcy is going to be able to get a res off on the Clown Slayer. So we are looking at almost full teams here. Darcy does go down to the charge, but Tire's coming out from Gilligan, able to get both healers, so no healers on the field. Kill still coming out from E-Girl, though, even with no healers, and it looks like they might be able to get this through with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock.
There was a really valiant effort there on the side of the Kitty Buccaneers because they recognized we're in a little bit of a problematic position here, always trying to come out on Havana, just out of spawn doors on third point. It's very difficult to recontest, so they tried to play it as a war of attrition, slowly crumbling away at that because E-Girls, obviously, they knew that if they had to sit there and try and wrap that up, especially with no ults on their platter, they're just going to end up getting out attrition. They could just keep on coming back from spawn, flooding out of there, and that's what they nearly did until we saw a massive Riptire come out. They were on the back foot then. But unfortunately, it's a little bit hard to follow, but they did end up dying.
Yeah, they ended up getting the healers, but with the healers so far back, the tank and 1 DPS were up on the point fighting the rest of the team and ended up getting some kills, um, uh,
Ready
you know,
for
against the enemy team, and that's basically going to be it right there. What are we looking at here? Another Ryan Zarya matchup? No, we're looking at Cone staying on that hog for the attack.
Yeah, Comrade definitely opting for the more aggressive tone of his own Roadhog. He's much more comfortable with the Roadhog, so I think this might actually work out for them on the offensive side of things. He's going to be trying to take some flank hooks. I'm sure we're going to be seeing Clown Slayer take a couple more off angles, but it does look like Monkey's having none of it. He was Sonic airing the positions that we're commonly seeing there, and they actually ended up getting a massive team fight on third point because of it.
Yeah, they ended up finding Clown Slayer hiding in that corner. Granted, he did just stay in that corner after he had just killed someone from there, so a little bit of not too hard to recon that, but I'm ready to see this next fight. Bansation, see what he can do with these walls. A little bit harder to do on defense. It's going to be about not overextending on the attack.
We're seeing a lot of spam coming out right early on. Obviously, we have Ban Sanchin on the Mei still and Monkey with the projectiles. Not a lot of fall-off damage, really. You got to be very scared of this. We also got Kim on the Ana. If she tries going for the offensive DPS, it's very hard to deal with. Unfortunately, though, they do have a lot of healing in the form of Cat and Claude on the Mercy and Darcy on the Moira.
Yeah, a lot of good poke coming out here. Clown able to get a stun out on the Reinhardt every now and again. Almost gets banned there on the right side, but they're going to be able to make it out with their lives. Does get pulled in by Cone. No Mei on the field could be absolutely enormous for this next fight, and you can see that. They're going to start walking forward.
Yeah, they're stuck on their back foot once again, and Bodo in the same position as Ryusei. You can definitely see Ryusei's trying to take advantage of this, taking a couple swings, but still playing it very patiently as to not give his opposing Reinhardt too much ult charge.
Very early dragon, and actually pretty big shatter as well. Duplet coming in with the cleanup, and so is Monkey. Actually, huge defensive fight. They're going to be able to clean up Clown Slayer as well, and I mean, as long as they don't get Lucio and come back to this point as quickly as possible, I think it's going to be a pretty decent hold. They're going to be able to, come back 6v6.
It seems Bodo had full faith in his DPS because he went for that shatter, and I really thought it was going to be all for naught, but unfortunately they were able to clean that up. Monkey came in, yet again, a massive pick potential on the Hanzo.
Actually able to pick up Dupleg with that shatter, but the wall coming up is going to block his team from being able to finish up on that. They're going to throw the High Noon off the grab and see if they're actually going to be able to get banned coming out of the block, and they do. He has to stay in, he has to come out and die immediately. Nozo and Kim going down as well. It looks like they actually been able to get this rather quickly here on point A.
Oh, we can definitely see a lot of tension up in the air between these two teams, the Kitty Buccaneers and the E-Girl Inc. There's a lot of people that are going after one another, just after each other's heads, whether it be because of the events that have happened in this match or all the talk leading up to it. Looks like Ban Sanchez actually going to try and take down Ryusei really early on the defensive side of the fight.
Yeah, Bansation trying to make it out with his life right now. Does have both healers kind of in his pocket, though, so he's going to be able to make it out there. Going to be able to see if he can go find Clown Slayer. He knows Clown Slayer likes to do those flanks. He's out there on the right side 250 right now. But coming through first corner right now.
The Kitty Buccaneers are definitely to be feared here, as they do have both their tank ults up and a DPS ult up in the form of Riptire from Jeremy. Unfortunately, they're not even going to get the chance as Ban Sanchez throws out the freeze really early on and they get Comrade out of it.
Yeah, Cone's going to go down really early. Shatter coming out from Ryusei does get Bodo on the ground, and the kill back to spawn. Bansation as well. And I think as long as they can get to Zarya, that's going to be the cleanup. Yep. And they're going to continue to move this cart forward. This is exactly what they need if they want to even have a chance at getting a comparable time to 218.
Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't really get as many people in the Mei ult as they really wanted to. Ryusei taking the off angle and actually getting the shatter through that they were really not expecting, able to get a massive pick. And Gilligan, yet again, staggering out the tire to get Bodo Lava really early on in the fight. They're not going to be able to recontest this without rezzing him.
That's actually a really big stagger. Just going to be able to hold that door, and as long as Clown Slayer holds the other one, which looks like he's doing, that's going to be point B here. Do you think they just back up, or do you think they hold the point here? Try and hold this corner.
It looks like Egret Link's going to try and opt to back around the corner, and that is probably all the wiser. Trying to hold up too far front on a third point of Havana, never a great time. So many large angles and not very much cover for you to hide behind, especially when you're a Rhine-based comp. You're relying on that shield economy. And they're not doing too well against the enemy teams, Hanzo, or sorry, not Hanzo, but Cassidy and Junkrat.
Yeah, I mean, the Roadhog as well has Cone staying on that Roadhog on this side has been absolutely enormous, being the first one to get a pick almost most of the fights. Now the Graviton is going to come out and the High Noon's going to try and answer. They are going to be able to get Monkey, but Monkey's going to be able to find Cone. And he's going to get rezzed as well. So looking at a 6v4 right now, and it is going to be a good defensive hold.
Yeah, just ever so close to being able to get Monkey before he pops that Dragon, but he gets it off, he gets his 2-man, and that wraps up the fight nice and cleanly. Grab Dragon combo, tried and true. Now, if we're taking our attention over to the Kitty Buccaneers here, we're looking at Comrade having the whole hog ult, and with how precariously positioned they are, there's actually a lot of ledges he might be able to get environmental kills with.
Yeah, it's looking like we're going to start this next fight with the attack visor. It is going to be able to pick up Captain Clot right after Cloudslayer and Monkey get resurrected. Vansation going to go down right after that to Cloudslayer, and Cone going to be able to find a pick of his own. So we're going to start moving this over the last corner. This is the home stretch right here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rise gets a nice 4 or 5-man shatter there and tries to charge Bodo Lava out of it, not able to quite finish him up, so they don't really get as much value out of that as they nearly could have. Bodo also going for the shatter, not getting it though.
Yeah, we used to be able to hold up that shield, but not able to keep his life. They are going to go for the res, and they do get it off. Captain Cloud actually makes it out with his life as well. But Clownslayer going down, so a little bit of that damage gone. If Cone can come up with a big kill, we might be able to swing this, but right now it's just kind of a holding pattern here on the attack.
With the Buccaneers this far forward, they have to remember that their respawn advantage is nigh to nothing. They are actually on the back pedal of that. Every time they die, they are in a significant deficit, and they really need to be getting multiple picks for every trade that they get, if possible.
Yeah, Tyre coming out and finding Kim is not going to be quite as significant when it gets resurrected and you die immediately afterwards. But hopefully Cone doesn't go down as well. They really need to group up here and get a 6v6 going.
Yeah, I got a little bit more time on the clock. Unfortunately, Comrade tried holding the front line, but finds that his big fat is not quite as industrious as a shield with 1600 HP. Ryusei back, trying to peel for his healers and get them right back into position.
Yeah, they either need to overwhelm them with a pick or get a great pick, or they're going to have to go quickly and try and get some ultimates out from the side of E-Girl Inc. because ultimates are coming up, and they got both DPS ults coming right after the tank ones.
Yeah, with both teams so high on ult percentage, it's all a matter of who's able to get a decent ultimate earliest on here. So it looks like Van Santa's actually in prime possession, and we're going to see the early shatter come out, so maybe they're able to get it here.
Yeah, they're going to come back with the stun from the McCree, but Bodo walking in with the Kim Nano, and that's just going to clean up a lot of the team with all of them putting that grab and just going deep. Going to see if he can touch the spawn door. It's chasing Darcy. Darcy able to make it out with her life, and Bodo going to retreat back with his team.
I think it's safe to give Bodo the achievement for touching the spawn door right there. Unfortunately, they used a little bit more than they were planning on. As Bodo went for the shatter, he did not really end up successful with that and actually got countered. He nearly died for it, so they had to use Kim's Nano to keep him alive. Dupelec ended up wrapping that up with with the Graviton, and they did swing on that a little bit with the Nano, so it ended up working out.
Yeah, and looks like with 1 minute left on the clock, Ryusei is really trying to get that shatter off. He is going to be able to get Dupelec, but Bodo's going to answer back with his own. Looks like High Noon's coming out from Monkey, and the Van Station Tack Visor is going to be pretty overwhelming, but at the same time, it's a really quick fight. So I think that we might have one more fight on our hands.
We do have one more fight on our hands, and unfortunately, Kitty Buccaneers were trying to go a little bit all in on that fight. They use both tank ults. All they're sitting on is the Clownslayer High Noon, which we haven't seen too much effect with previously in tournaments and just generally in Overwatch. But Gilligan with the Tire, this is a threat to be seen. If they are grouped up as hard as they are right now, when that Tire comes around, they might be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, it's going to be really important to farm this last 20% of that Tire. He's up to 15% now, and this last fight's coming. Darcy cannot die. Does make it out with her life. The High Noon's going to come out from Clownslayer. Maybe even just take out the shield if he can. Just holding it. The shield's low but doesn't break, and they are going to start trying to take some control here. They throw the Nano onto Bodo Lava to try and keep control on the defensive side, and he actually goes in with a bubble and a charge. Is able to pick up Ryusei, and Clownslayer dies as well. They're going to throw the grab in, and that might be game right there. Looks like it's going to be E-Girl Inc. with the win here on Havana.
Yeah, with E-Girl Inc. pressing directly into them, they really lost a lot of sense of their pride there. They lost their front line, and then we saw Dupelec pop out the Graviton to try and wrap up that fight, and it was quite successful. Kitty Buccaneers unfortunately falling to the E-Girl Inc. Well fought all around, though.
Yeah, very excited for how these next few games. That charge is absolutely insane from Bodo Lava, going right through, and a big shatter to toot with it, and I'm ready for this next game. Are you?
I'm absolutely. One thing I'd really like to highlight here, I think that Bodo's been doing a great job with the shields, both when he blocked off the trance at our first match there on, what was it, Blizzard World, but he also did a perfect shatter timing on the Ryusei there, where he blocked the shatter and immediately went for one, because every Rhine swings right after the shatter trying to get damage. Great work.
All right, next we'll be looking at Teabaggers and Kitty Buccaneers. See you guys soon.
Plus cruel que la passion. N'éprouvant aucune compassion. En amour, je joue pour gagner. Au père dans leurs yeux pour pleurer.
Lulu. You know, everyone always says I look so cute, and they want to put me in their pocket or won't. But now's your chance to have me in the palm of your hand where I can always be with you as you do all those naughty things. We have 6 beautiful NFTs. These NFTs will never be released again. The winning team of this tourney will get these special prizes. What's that, you ask? What are NFTs? Well, they're the future, of course. It stands for non-forgettable tokens, as in no one will ever forget you on these beautiful artworks. You will be a part of the cutest blockchain in history. Let's take a look at these works of art. Oh wow, look at this handsome man. He's so macho. I feel like such a champion owning this one.
Oh, brother, you wouldn't feel like a champion, oh no. Not like a 2-time champion, oh no. You'd feel more like a 29-time champion, brother.
Oh, you are so cute. Who wants belly pets? You do, you adorable boy. Who's an adorable boy?
Mango flavor.
This one looks great, and just in time for Christmas.
Eat my eggs and make a wish, kiddo.
I wish my parents were dead so I could be Batman. Okay, on to the next one, please. Oh no, it looks like an eagle slipped on her thought juices.
I say, my dear Watson, I do believe there seems to have been a messy death on the premises.
Oh, well, is that a card in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me, Roo?
Shut up, you Beetledrat. That ain't no card in me pocket. It's me quarterly Bitcoin earnings.
Is that Goddaddy, head of the Goddaddy Bathwater Company? Goddaddy, how are you going to compete with your biggest competitor, Jericho Brand Bathwater?
We've known each other many years, but you come into my voice channel on the day of my Discord's tournament and ask me to ban a man for some Bitcoin. I'll tell you what, I plan to run him a bath he can't refuse. Bathwater is a dish best served warm, you see, and I plan to serve it very warm.
Good luck to all the teams fighting for these prizes. This tourney is sponsored by Jericho Brand Bathwater, a subsidiary of Jericho Juices LLC. All NFTs are deemed worthless and of no value. Any value you assign to them thereby makes you impotent and immobile.
Alright, it's time for everyone's favorite map. Yours, mine. Maybe not maybe not Mandata's. But we're here with the Teabaggers and the Kitty Buccaneers here on Kings Row, and I'm here with my good buddy Cyrus. How you doing, buddy? You ready for this next match?
I'm doing fantastic. I always love to see Kings Row pop up here, and we're actually going to be seeing some traditional Ryan Zarya coming out on the side of the Teabaggers. Tried and true classic, once again, of course. Kitty Buccaneers going to be swapping Comrade out, actually, onto the Roadhog, though, as it is his favorite pick here. Hopefully he's able to put a little bit more shield pressure in exchange for that, as they're going to be losing a little bit of the defense without the bubbles.
He has been doing an absolutely fantastic job today, getting some picks before fights. Those hooks have been absolutely fantastic. So if they can stay behind Your Death's shield, I mean, it could be some real trouble for Cone.
On the defensive side of the Teabaggers, we're going to be seeing some familiar picks here. We got the Hanzo yet again showing up, and we got Jean on the Torbjorn. Hopefully we're going to get some large molten loads out of that.
Yeah, Gilligan just kind of sitting in the back, spamming those Junkrat nades. Reus are going to be able to lose his shield really early, and Yordeath going to try and walk into them. He is going to be walking into a rig, though. Captain Clot going to be taken down by Yordeath pretty early.
Reus getting some big swings in there, and they are actually able to get the res on Captain Clot, which is going to give them a little bit more frontline pressure. Unfortunately, Brig not as strong as the shield as the Reinhardt, and they're going to be seeing the Shatter come through on that.
Yeah, that's a pretty early Shatter from Yordeath.
So we saw there, Ryusei got his shield pressured a lot harder than Your Death, just because Gilligan's tried to spam down main, but unfortunately, Your Death rotating around there, taking great advantage of that. They had the Zarya bubbles to Sparks in between that, so he's going to be destroying on that shield front.
And oh no, as soon as Captain Clot walks around the corner from the bus, he's going to get picked off by Maki. Great play from the Hanzo there. Still going to be trying to push through this choke point even without that character. It's going to get res, so here we come on this point. Torbjorn turret just pelting from the back.
And Darcy's make sure that we are not going to be seeing any more of Dean's turret, and Dean's falling himself, so we're not going to be seeing it return anytime soon.
And as soon as you say that, he's back with the Molten Core. Going to be able to throw that out. Maki with 2 more kills. And it looks like it's going to be a cleanup for Jordan, but Ryusei with a huge shatter triple kill. Are we going to make it 4 people? Ryusei with an absolute main tank diff on that fight.
We might have the biggest play of the tournament right there. Absolutely massive cleanup. Ryusei just destroying the teabaggers on their defensive side. Beautiful.
I just ran my camera around the map. I was so excited for that one. Here comes the point. It's going to be unlocked, and we're going to be coming through first point. It looks like they're going to be trying to hold here right at this choke point. It's a beautiful decision here from Yordeth and the Teabaggers. This choke point could be devastating to try and make it through.
Yeah, Gilligan is going to fall early. However, they always do have Darcy ready with the res. Going to be resing that really early on. Maki going for a back dragon. Able to find Captain Claude, unfortunate.
Ooh, is going to find someone. Clown Slayer up on the left, not really getting much done on the flank. They are still going to be holding here in the main. They're not really caring. They're just going to stay here on point. And they're just kind of, they're going to let them walk in a little bit, but that's because they're going to answer with an amplification matrix and make them back off. Too much damage coming through.
Yeah, unfortunately not able to find any picks with the window, but it still gives you a valuable amount of time, everything leading up to it, and the time that it lasts. Oh, York's flanking around for the shatter, but Ryusei goes for another one himself.
Yeah, another big shatter coming out there. Yordeth still coming back to try and help his team. Is going to be able to get Captain Claw, and Clown Slayer is going to get picked up by Daylil. So, unfortunately, not all of the kills he wanted coming out from that. They are going to throw out Grab, and I'm not sure if that's a misclick there. Really unfortunate. We're going to have to start building that back up as soon as possible. Let's get that honeypot, damage boost on that Zarya.
I can already hear Bad Bluff in my head going, oh no, I think I made a mistake there.
Alright, boys, here, let's go again. Maki actually going to get picked up by Clown Slayer up on the high ground. That McCree being all the way up there is pretty dangerous. He's going to be going around the outside. Yordeth's trying to hold point, but he's purple backing up right now.
Clown Slayer with the noon in the rear. We know exactly what he's looking for, and it comes right on out. No response to it. Not able to find anybody but honeypot.
Yeah, honeypot does go down, and so does the Torb turret, but this card, what matters is this card's coming around the corner. They're going to pick up Dean with the hook, big hook there. Yordeth still trying to get his team out alive, though.
Yeah, they're going to be in a very difficult position, losing 2 people. Clown Slayer's going to dive in and take Maki out as well. They have the bit of a respawn advantage, but honestly, not even at this point, with it being so far away. Gilligan even dedicates getting that immortality out of there. No shield left on that. They're on a terrible back foot on the Teabagger side.
Yeah, luckily they still have a foot that they can lean back on because they're still alive right now, which means at least that Zarya is still high charge. But as soon as I say that, the big shatter comes through, but Ryusei is going to die immediately. That amplification matrix is too much, and they're going to answer with a Yordeth Shatter, and that's going to be a cleanup on the defense.
Yeah, Whitey trying to find some picks of his own, but unfortunately Darcy had the Valkyrie out, able to prevent a couple of the deaths, at least just Gilligan now. And they're on the retreat, trying to regroup with their team, and it's going to be a successful defense for the Teabaggers. Now, that did cost them a fair bit in the way of their window and also the shatter. But they're going to come upon another Graviton. Hopefully, they're able to get a little bit more with this Graviton. Bad Bluff for sure looking for it. Maki holding on to the Dragons. We're going to be seeing a wrapped-up fight, I believe, pretty soon.
Yeah, Maki finding Clown Slayer up on that high ground, knows he's got to kill him because he's been having trouble with him right there. Gonna throw the Dragons into the main point, but this team's kind of spread out, the Kitty Buccaneers. They've got really spreading out.
Yeah, he tried getting a little bit more information with that Sonic, trying to catch him by surprise, but they were on the ready for it. They heard it, they saw it, and they retreated from it. Maki getting hooked really early on in the fight as well. Very unfortunate for the defensive side.
Yeah, Yordeth just having to back up and unfortunately just getting beat up with that nano on the Reinhardt. Walking into point B, that's going to be 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock to try and get through C. Could be a problem.
Bad Bluff finding Clown Slayer a little bit early on, late on in the fight there, but he is going to get res by Darcy once again. We're actually going to see Maki opt to swap over to the Echo. We're going to be seeing a lot of stickies come from the high ground. They aren't able to contest the high ground nearly as well without any proper mobility other than concussion line.
Yeah, and kind of hard to get that flashbang right click off up there as well. Heinen going to come out while they're in the horseshoe. Doesn't get much with it. Shatter going to come out from Ryusei. A big Shatter. 4 people on the ground. 3 people on the ground. Cone going to come out with the whole hog. Able to get Dean, and Tiger's going to be coming out as well. Still waiting for it. They end up getting Maki with the tire. Grab's going to come out. 2-3 people on point, but I don't think there's going to be the damage to really clean it up. They are trying to recontest here with Dean, but he is going to go down. Honeypot and Maki Your Death really trying to hold the point right now, and they might actually be able to pick up Ryusei. He does walk a little bit too far into that Torb ultimate. I think it's going to be a cleanup with that Earth Shatter right there.
Yeah, we see the Teabaggers spread themselves a little too thin trying to follow up on certain kills like Ryusei and Comrade. Unfortunately, they just had enough HP to persevere just long enough that they were able to stagger out. However, even though they had so much time on their side, they were not able to find any of the picks to wrap up the fight. And, you know, King's Row third point, it is incredibly difficult to wrap up the fight quick enough.
Yeah, Gilligan goes on a solo man mission right there and dies to the turret. Meanwhile, the rest of his team's coming up main. Ryusei leading the charge right here, trying to walk through. His shield does break, unfortunately, with all that echo damage coming through. And Maki's going to be able to clean that up.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of a problem pose early on because Gilligan falls just so early on, and then Ryusei's trying to push it to the front line. He doesn't have anywhere near the amount of damage with only a Cassidy really on his side, so they couldn't shatter Your Death's shield nearly as quick.
Yeah, and here we go. We are coming up on probably what is the last fight here. 35 seconds on the clock. Do or die time here for Kitty Buccaneers. I think they're going to be able to do it if they get a this big tire, and maybe we get the nano onto Ryusei.
I think Darcy's going to opt to try and take down Dale on the high ground. We don't want that Baptiste up there because he's so powerful. We're able to lob the nades down on his team. Makes it much easier for him to hit them. Forcing him down.
Ryusei actually fights off two Reinhardts there, is able to get Maki with the shatter as he comes out a duplicate, and is helping his team trying to really push up onto this point. With 3 seconds left on the clock, do they get it without overtime? They do. 1 second on the clock. That could be game winning.
That could be absolutely massive. That is a huge blow to the Teabaggers, unfortunately, because that means that even if they are able to full cap with time remaining, the Kitty Buccaneers are still going to be afforded that extra 59 seconds to give them a fair shot at trying to capitalize, as they proved. They can cap with time left.
Yeah, 1 minute, 0.6 seconds. I mean, I almost haven't seen shorter. That's pretty impressive right there. All right, I'm really excited for this next one.
So moving forward here, we're probably going to be seeing a little bit more Ryan Zari coming through from Your Death and Bad Bluff. Unfortunately, they weren't finding any synergy between their Grabs and Dragons. They were trying to use them in staggered ways. We didn't see just many picks in general coming out from that. And then we turn ourselves over to the brand new defensive-sided team. We're going to probably be seeing, yeah, we do have Ryusei on the Reinhardt and Comrade on the Piggy once more. It's going to be interesting to see how Pig's going to play for their defensive side. Normally not seen as too great on it, unless he plays some of the proper off angles or such like that. It's going to be difficult for him.
He does have a mountain of a task ahead of him, but it's very risk-reward at this point. He has to get picks is basically, I think, the bottom line. It's going to be about that hook. It's going to be about displacing the Reinhardt when that shield drops, if he can pull him in and they can, you know, kind of swarm on that. It's going to be a lot about the hook here, I think, on the defense. Now, on the attack, we're looking at a YD Monkey. That could be dangerous with this hog on the field. Oh, he's just teasing us. He's got that Reinhardt. All right, I'm ready for this Reinhardt Zarya matchup, and Maki actually on the Widow early.
Yeah, Teabagger's making good use of their offensive information gathering, checking through the windows there. Maki did try and go for a headshot, unable to find that. Going to be swapping quickly back to the Doomfist. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Kitty Buccaneers try and adapt to the strategy, as we've seen so many teams struggle with Doomfist.
Yeah, they're going to be coming up through the movie theater. They're going to find Clown Slayer, all 6 of them. Oh my god, does he make it out? He does not. Maki ends up getting that kill. Your Death goes in with a charge, but is humbled by the Ana and says, stay with your team. Maki going in trying to get a kill, is able to make it out with that life. And really, here comes the first fight right here on point.
Yeah, you can see Dalo's right on top of that. He knows exactly where Clown Slayer is going to be playing every single corner, or they might even just seen him rotate there through the window. So they were ready with the immortality. They're making sure. We know that Clown Slayer is going after Dana. There's a little bit of a wager going on between Darcy and her son.
Yeah, it looks like Maki absolutely cleaning up this fight. This Maki Doomfist is very dangerous. She's going to be 1v1ing the Ryusei right now, and Your Death just going to come up with a cleanup charge. And looks like that's going to be point 1. 5 minutes, 20 seconds is a lot of time to try and make it to the end of point B.
Yeah, the two important things to see here is that they've been able to wrap it up so early, and none of the enemy teams really sitting that far forward, so they're able to take any positions they want to. They can push up and start backpedaling, because they've got so much space that they afford. If you think Overwatch is an economy game, they've got so much of it. Look at the amount of ground that they have to cover here.
Yeah, they would be really good at Roblox with this kind of economy. That's what I'm telling you. We've only got one person on the cart, and YD is still just kind of holding here. They're not deciding to go all the way up. But Cone and his team coming in. There comes that hook that I'm talking about. That's exactly what needs to happen.
You know, we actually do see something here on the Kitty Buccaneers. We have the perfect answer to Maki's Doomfist with the Clown Slayer. Unfortunately, we need Clown Slayer to stay up on top of the supports for that to be of any effect, because that's where Maki's going to be going primary at the time. You don't want to be engaging in on those tanks who just got way too much HP. Don't really want to engage in on the DPS, as they've got some great mobilities or stuns to keep them out of the uppercuts. But yeah, they've got a very vulnerable support.
When he's up in that hallway, Maki kills the Ana and then kills the Mercy who's trying to res the Ana, and then kills your tanks in the meantime, and they need help back there with those stuns. Cone out there with the whole hog and the nano. Your Death going to stop it with the shatter of his own though. Bad Bluff goes down, but Your Death going to save him with that shield. Cone trying to walk past that amplification matrix because he knows how much damage can be put off through it, and I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Dean going to get a kill onto Darcy with the ultimate, and that's going to be point B.
Yeah, they're going to be a couple more ultimates than they really expected to, especially with the Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a little bit more interchangeable, but the Dean Reaper ultimate is going to be a little bit more of a blow to their economy. However, they've got plenty of ground to cover up for that. They've also got plenty of poke damage that we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, coming around this first corner can be really hard, so the fact that they're going to be getting it for basically free is really nice. Dean going to get hooked in, but the kill doesn't come off from Cone. Is he going to get swarmed on? He is, but the sleep comes out. Cone does not make it out with his life, but neither does Clown Slayer, and they're going to start walking through, and this could be really dangerous for Kitty Buccaneers.
We could actually see Comrade playing in the position of many hogs, unfortunately not able to get the hook off the map, as many people are always going for, trying to tilt the enemy team with those. Your Death's going to be pushing up, finding Reinhardt in a little cove while Maki's trying to get a pick on Gilligan.
Yeah, High Noon going to come out from Clown Slayer, going to find the Mercy. That could be really big. No Resurrect on the field. The Tire's going to come out as well. If they can get... Oh, Dean ends up actually getting the kill on that with the lamp out there. He has the confidence to get it. Maki trying to get some damage in on that, on that Graviton, but end up actually going to get killed by Ryusei, and that is going to be a defensive hold. That is everything that they needed. 4 minutes left on the clock.
The Teabagger's a little too confident after losing a couple people. They popped the grab, hoping they could wrap up the fight really quick and early with that, just not really finding any success. Maki tries the best to capitalize on it. Nothing to be found. Now, if we look over the Kitty Buccaneers, we're going to be seeing both tank ultimates. Very scary things here to see on King's Row, especially when you've only got the Reinhardt shield that you can shatter so easily with Junkrat.
Yeah, Cone using his whole hog in that small room, getting everyone out into the main hallway of Point C, but they're going to walk straight back in. Meanwhile, Ryusei walks into the back and tries to get a shatter up, but is answered by YD with a shatter of his own. That's not spelling good, losing your main tank at the beginning of the fight. Amplification Matrix is going to come out, and they're going to find Gilligan and Cone. That's too much damage for them to take. Darcy going to fall as well while she's trying to get the res off, and it looks like it's going to be just around 3 minutes when they cap this point.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of time in their bank for their first point offense. However, you got to remember, Kitty Buccaneers did cap with that 1.6 seconds left. Now it's 1 minute. They've got a great chance still on the offense. We've seen plenty of teams push straight through on first point and all the way through second point on King's Row. It's such a steamrolling map, and it really gets into the heads of a lot of players. Oh, hey, the enemy team only has this much time left. If we just stagger in and try and get those picks, surely we can wrap it up early. Unfortunately, not the case.
So you're saying there's a chance. I'm really excited. Yeah, I mean, I've been in... I don't want to say plenty of games, but I've definitely been in a handful of games where I've been the underdog. You have 1 minute on the clock, you walk it all the way through to C. You maybe don't cap all 6 points, but you're pretty happy with 1 minute on the clock walking all the way to C. So 4 minutes and 15 seconds could actually be what the Teabaggers need if a big run happens here from the Kitty Buccaneers. I'm really hoping we get to see something like that. Right now we're looking at a Junkrat and a Sky Junkrat. A lot of explosive damage coming out from Kitty Buccaneers.
But on the side of the Teabaggers, we also have to keep in mind that with them being on the defense, they've got the Dean on the Torbjorn. They're going to be putting a Torbjorn turret down somewhere. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult to off-angle with Pharah, though she can take it down quite quickly, especially now that we got Darcy on the Pharah, or sorry, on the Mercy to pocket that. So we're going to see a lot more strength of the Pharah Mercy this time around. We're going to really see how well the tournament teams here in the Tavern can actually deal with a Pharah Mercy.
Yeah, if the Teabaggers can hold this here and then win this next point, it's actually going to be the tournament for them. So a lot kind of riding on this game right now. They'd really like to not have to worry about going into a tiebreaker and overtime. This is going to be a lot riding on this match, and I'm excited because we've got a lot of explosive damage coming through, and I think it's going to be a little rough for Maki, I think.
Potentially that. Also, we see Your Death's shields falling just so dang early in that fight, not able to do that. Unfortunately, they get a little bit more aggressive. They try and push around the fight. Maki's able to get the pick on Captain Clock, but Darcy presses it yet again.
Yeah, immediately res, and they do find your death. Captain Claw gonna go down, but the Mercy gonna go down. Honeypot, that could be absolutely enormous here. Maki going in for another fight, seeing if they can get anything. Gets Cloud Slayer in the sky. Beautiful tech usage from Maki there. Meanwhile, Ryusei on the point trying to hold his own. Meanwhile, Cone trying to find Maki himself.
You know, we've always run into those frustrating fires that we run into sometimes in quick play and such. It's wonderful to see him get their penance with the Doomfist flying and the Air Force coming after them.
Yeah, I thought he definitely did not think he was in the Air Force, that's for sure. Maki coming in on Clown Slayer right now, able to get that kill. It's going to be a defensive hold, and we're looking for the draw at this point now.
Yes, this is actually going to spell that the Teabaggers are probably set to win this so far, but the Kitty Buccaneers still do have a chance. They want to pull a point out of this match if they possibly can, or at least pull it into a tie.
Yeah, basically what they're looking to do right now is upset the tournament at the moment and trying to see if we're going to continue to cast some of these games. You can see some of the players talking in chat. Doom counters Pharah. You saw it here first with Maki with that Doomfist tech. Pretty insane stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't see as much of the oppression that we normally see out of Pharah here. It's a little bit difficult on the first point of King's Row. Doesn't give you quite as much cover as we sound. Maki was able to actually find their way around a corner off of a building right into the Pharah. Certainly not something that you're going to be looking for as Pharah normally.
Yeah, anytime I have said that there's going to be a challenge or maybe that this swap is going to give Maki some problems, they just show up and prove me wrong every time. I'm just going to stop talking. I believe in the Maki. Believe in the Maki at this point.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing the Kitty Buccaneers going back to the classic Ryan Hogg. Hopefully they're getting a little bit more pressure on the front line here. Captain Clock's going to be adopting the Brigitte, so this might actually get them a little bit more strength on the front line, though we've seen it be a little bit hazy. Brigitte not as strong on the front line as she used to be back in Yold and Goats days. However, on the Teabagger side... Oh no, indeed. We actually see Maki potentially pulling out the Genji there. They might be trying to pull out a Nanoblade, because Dale will just swap to the Ana as well.
Yeah, we've got Maki actually on the Genji, trying out the hard Genji now. We're going to have still Gilligan on that Junkrat and Cloudslayer on the Reaper, so we'll see what the Cloudslayer Reaper can do. They are going to be doing the same strat coming out off that movie theater, and they're going to be going straight to the high ground, I think.
Yeah, they value it more than anything, as they do have multiple hit scans here. Unfortunately, Dean tries to roll across, and he finds himself caught by Comrade. A beautiful hook.
Yeah, great hook there. Maki going to die to Clown Slayer as well. So this team kind of trapped up here. They're going to need to either stay up here, stay safe till their teammates come back, or just kind of make their way back to spawn. But they're going to be able to flying Clown Slayer. No Wraith there. Does make it out with his life, and Your Death going to get hooked off. He's going to get swallowed by the enemy team, and that's for sure. The rest of the team falls off and tries to make it back towards spawn, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
We saw a little bit of a beautiful dancer between Gilligan and Clownslayer as they both rotated onto the high ground, putting pressure onto the Reinhardt, and he wasn't sure. He tried to go for the swings, but unable to find either of them. Now, we do see Maki swapping over to Pharah. It's going to be a Pharmacy between them and Honeypot, so we're going to see a lot of oppression, especially as they've already gotten their early pick.
Yeah, they are going to use that Resurrect, so no Resurrect in the coming 30 seconds. They are going to find Ryusei and Cloudslayer. That could be enormous for the beginning of this fight. With the Shatter coming down as well, it's looking like they're going to get this 33% that they so desire, and the win of this first Tavern tournament. It looks like this 33% is done, and that is Teabaggers with the win.
What a beautiful name for a beautiful match. Wonderful job over to the Teabaggers here. However, we still do have another match coming up. That's going to be E-Girl Inc. versus the High Ping Pandas. We're going to be seeing who takes their second place here.
Yeah, and if there's a tie, we're going to do another game and figure all that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, but we are going to have one more game for you, and it's going to be coming up real soon. We'll see you guys real soon.
Oh, beautiful. We did get the entire play of the game in there.
plus cruel que la passion. N'éprouvons aucune compassion.
Initiating match.
All right, and welcome back to our final match of the day here on Dorado. We just have a couple more donations here to go over. We got another $16 donation from Milk. Once again, thank you very much. And apologize for the pronunciation, I'm trying my best here. $10 donation from Dariusz Fiecki, if I'm correct.
Hey, that wasn't too bad.
I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping here, all right?
I'm pretty excited for this game right here. Excuse me. Dorado is one of my favorite maps. I do love payload maps, that's for sure. And I'm actually pretty excited for that tug of war payload map that's coming out Overwatch 2. Toronto being one of those maps.
Yeah, we've got a lot of hype coming up for Overwatch 2 for certain, and honestly, I think that our next tournament might be centered around that. So this might be
Yeah.
our final goodbye to Overwatch 1.
We'll see. I mean, we can only hope. It would be really cool. We might even be able to get another team out of it, being there's only 5 players per team. So may even be able to get some more matches in. We'll be able to sit here longer, hang out with you guys more, and have an even longer good day.
Now, bringing our attention over to the match at hand, we have E-Girl Inc. versus the High Ping Pandas. Both teams are going to be opting for a Winston as their main tank, which is really interesting. Dorado first point, especially, you want to control that high ground on the first half of it. But as you get pushed back forward, you might be a little bit more of a struggle, where we might actually see a little bit more of the strength fly in Duplex defense side there, whereas Moot might be a little bit more difficult to run on the D.Va there.
Yeah, Monkey's going to draw first blood there, killing Rokuru with the damage boost from the Mercy. Meanwhile, Bodo going up into the high ground and actually getting the kill onto T-Rex with the help from the rest of his team. Gonna chase this D.Va as well. Sass very low on the point, ends up having to use recall, and I think it's just gonna be a hold. They're gonna have to gotta square back up.
Yeah, strong defense to start off with here. Unfortunately, T-Rex wasn't really able to claim the high ground as early as they needed to, and Rokuru just didn't have very much space to try and counter that. Monkey has just been absolutely terrifying, especially on the high ground, so we're gonna need something to deal with that very quickly.
Yeah, it looks like coming back, T-Rex is going to be staying on that Monkey. We want to keep up with that high ground. It is going to be about Monkey, though, and with Monkey, you're going to have to kill Nozo as well, because she's been pretty attached to that Hanzo so far. So coming up is this next fight. Looks like they're getting ready to engage here. T-Rex getting ready to jump, but he does get purpled, I think, right before he wanted to engage. Kim actually dies right there. Is enormous. They're going to have to use the res, and they do. No res for the next 30 seconds. Bodo going in and end up killing T-Rex again. And Moot just trying to fight off Bodo Lava right now. Does not.
Yeah, just their absolute best there. Unfortunately, the High Pink Pandas they got a really lucky pick there kind of early on. Unfortunately, the Mercy Res is there to make up for those mistakes, and they are going to be a little bit, unfortunately, pushed back as the offense is going to continue having much better respawns than them, even though they did play that quite well.
Yeah, and they're kind of just leaving Monkey up here on the high ground right now, unfortunately. It leaves him to get a pick onto Sass and just rain down terror on top of them, basically, while they're trying to get through this point. They're taking too much damage from too many different angles, and Duplex are going to be able to find Roku right there, but he is going to go back to spawn himself.
Yeah, we see things get a little bit hairy there, so the Monkey pops the Primal Rage, not to be confused with the Monkey that's currently playing Hanzo, of course.
Yeah, that's right as well. Mood going to be able to pick up two with his bomb. They're actually going to start moving this thing forward like they've been trying to this whole time. Purple coming out and sleep, but he's going to wake back up and help his team try and push this thing forward. Got to find this Tracer, though. Band being really annoying.
Yeah, Band's actually given E-Girl Inc. a much better time to potentially recontest with it. As we saw, Duplex going to be playing the Zarya. This might give them a little bit better on the defensive side of things. Unfortunately, Rokuru with the Visor batting them all away, and that's going to be a secured point for the High Pink Pandas.
That is correct. We've got 3 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock. Try and get through B. It's a pretty decent amount of time, and if they can take this high ground like they're about to, it's going to be all about keeping Monkey off that high ground. Monkey's been an absolute nuisance here for E-Girl Inc. He's been an absolute asset for them.
Yeah, T-Rex taking quick advantage of the high ground to make sure there's nobody up there. Unfortunately, they did peel. There was somebody on cart for a moment there, but it looks like they're going to be getting back up on top of this. Bodo's going to have a little bit of a harder time, as they do actually have the D.Va here on the high ground, so their hit scan damage might be worthless.
Gonna throw Primal early up on the high ground, but Bansation going to find two on the cart all by himself. He is going to lose the fight to Milk, but a lot of deaths here for E-Girl Inc. So, I mean, they might get around this corner, but they're definitely not getting through B.
Yeah, a lot of deaths, and also they actually had to pop a lot of ultimates. They had to pop the Grav Dragon there, as well as a Pulse Bomb to clear off the payload. I'm not sure if it was a little bit of miscommunication there, but both of those could have been fight winners independently. You kind of want to use that Pulse Bomb early on, see if you're able to get any picks with that. Then the Grav Dragon is a much more secure way to secure that fight.
Going in on the Ana is E-Girl Inc. They are able to get her and Rokuru and kind of get back with their lives. Primal is popped by Bodo Lava. He's going to be able to get back to his team, and Moot sent back the spawn just so he can get back and then mech, excuse me.
Unfortunately, as the High Pink Pandas just finally got themselves a little bit of a break on the ult economy there, they didn't really get much out of this fight, so that means that the E-Girl Link's going to be kind of bringing back up on there, nearly at the Dragons, halfway on the Graviton Surge. Terrifying things to be going up against, but they do have both of their support ults to try and deal with these.
Yeah, we do have T-Rex on the ball now. They're going to throw the Nano onto Bodo Lava, and he's just going to be kind of gatekeeping here. Meanwhile, T-Rex being annoying on point. trying to give his team some space to move forward. They do kill Ban, which could be the first key to walking forward up in this fight. They're going to be coming around this first corner and maybe able to get Bodo before he gets out. They do not. Throw bombs up, see what happens. Able to find a 4K Moot with a huge bomb.
It looks like T-Rex actually was a little bit of coordinating with that. He went in, slammed him in place, made sure that they couldn't run all too far, and it was a just massive diva bomb. Some great coordination between the tank line there on the High Pink Pandas.
Gotta love to see some high level play with tanks. Love to see that cooperation and helping each other out. Absolutely beautiful play there. They're coming around the last corner here on point B.
So we're actually going to see Eagle Link trying to dedicate the grab here. They do end up finding Sass and Moot inside of it, but I'm not sure if they're paying attention to this time on the payload left, because it's actually almost there.
Almost there. If they can kill this monkey and get him off point, he is going to primal and start this delay, so I'm not sure they're going to be able to get it, but fight's still happening on point. They are going to be able to get the kills to swing this fight their way, and it's looking like 50 seconds left on the clock. We're going to have to regroup. Last fight.
Yeah, we're in a little bit of a scary position on the High Pink Pandas, but we are sitting on 5 ultimates. We're probably not going to be seeing the self-destruct until the very tail end of this, but we got things like, we got the, the High Noon, and we've also got the Tactical Visor. They're going to be trying to probably position themselves on the right side high ground, a lot easier for the hype scans to rotate up into. T-Rex already trying to secure this position for him.
Yeah, Monkey, basically the only person with an ult, unless it's a nano coming up soon on the side of E-Girl Inc. It could be absolutely detrimental to see what happens with that. Rokaru going to be able to find the first kill on Kim, and High Noon's going to come out find Bodo mid-air. Vensation trying to stay alive, but oh my god, Moot's going to be able to eat that Monkey Dragon. That's going to be absolutely enormous. Rokaru coming around, be able to find Ban with the Tac Visor, and he's just going to be pelting easy shots right into that. With the flashbang from Sass, it's going to be a clean up, and that's going to be point B. Oh, throwing away that grab. How do you think about that?
Oh, it was a very valiant effort. Dupelec almost able to actually get in there. Lots of charge. Unfortunately, just 5 people is a terrifying time to have a grab. Honestly, you're looking for less people optimally right there if you're trying to get your solo picks on the grab. Now, the High Pink Pandas did have to use a lot of ultimates to try and hold that. They had to use their nano, they had to use their trance, they had to use both hit scan ults, and honestly, they might have been in a much better position if they actually did end up securing that high ground. They would have been in a better place to be able to use those more effectively and get more picks per the ultimates they used.
Yeah, and coming up, they're coming around these last few corners here. 60 seconds on the clock. They really need to get moving. They have to probably win this fight and one more. Good start getting Bodo Lava right there at the beginning of the fight. Coming around, they've got the Moot. Do they decide to do the bomb, and they did not. They just throw it into the background. What do they get with it? They get Monkey, and Duplex able to kill Rokaru as well.
That's massive, actually, getting Monkey this early on in the fight, because he has the Dragons. That's their only real ultimate currently sitting even close at the moment, so they're able to get him that early on. Unfortunately, the nade acting almost as if a mini ultimate, able to get the nade on Milk. Bodo can secure the pick, and that's going to kind of shut down most of the High Pink Pandas' offense.
Yeah, T-Rex has to stay alive and get these mines at 98%, 99. That could be, oh no, game swinging right there. Losing the mines that late. 10 seconds left on the clock. If they can clean this up, yeah, Monkey just getting some picks. Looks like they're not going to quite be able to get to point C, and we're going to find out who's going to win this match next round.
They are going to be able to stall this out a little bit. T-Rex does have fantastic mobility. Tank nearly back, but they're going to have that right on the point. They got the nano coming out as well. Hopefully they can make efficient use of these two. It doesn't look like they're getting too much early on, though.
Yeah, Ball is able to come in with the mines, but he throws them kind of on his team side of the point, and they're just going to kind of wait that out. Continuing to kind of stall this out, and they do throw the grab out that kind of, I think that's beginning of the end right there.
Almost certainly a massive nade there coming out from Kim, because as soon as they were able to get Milk early on with the Zenyatta, that put them on the back foot just for the rest of that fight. They were put into a position where they had to stagger onto the point to even give them a chance at getting back with any of those ultimates, and all they had was the nano and the mines.
Yeah, it's looking like we're going to find out who's winning this. All they have to do is make it about almost to the end of point C, so no small task. There's plenty of places through A and B to stop attacks, so not an easy task, but definitely winnable here on Dorado.
Winnable, most certainly, and what we're going to really be looking at is if Hyping Pandas want to switch out Moot on the Diva for a Zarya, because they saw a lot more success on the side of the E-Girl Incorporated, that they were doing a lot better. Moot is going to be sticking to his guns here. Now, he's going to be able to hold off on the high ground a lot better potentially, especially if they're going to try and run some hit scans. We do see Monkey and Van Sancha going to be bringing out the Hanzo and Pharah, a very oppressive composition, and depending on how Moot uses the DM, he could shut both these DPSs down at the same time quite well.
Yeah, this could be interesting. Seeing where Sass is going to find his value is basically going to be when Bodo comes in. They're going to have to burn through that Dupelec bubble, and as long as Bodo's not shield dancing as best he can, they might be able to get that kill off, get some value out of that. But I think it's going to be a little bit hard for Sass to get value unless he's dropping on that Ana.
Yeah, T-Rex and Sasuke are going to be taking the red building's high ground. Unfortunately, they get Sonic arrowed, and it looks like they know this really early on. Van Sancha trying to capitalize on that immediately. Unfortunately, dying. Ooh.
Yeah, great pick there from Sass. Absolutely beautiful kill. Not every day you're watching the Reaper kill the Pharah in the kill feed. Absolutely love to see it. Kim's super low, but they actually end up getting T-Rex. That has to feel really bad. She was maybe 1 HP.
Ooh. Now, T-Rex does have the advantage of having a fairly mobile hero that they can get back from spawn with, but they are in a very bad position, unfortunately. However, they do get Van Sancha on that. They end up rezzing it, but that still is a little bit of a blow to the current offense of the E-Girl Link.
Yeah, they're going to find Dupelec as well. Roku finding himself getting picked as well, so really back and forth right now with Bodo getting a kill as well. It's looking like we're going to start moving this thing forward. But we just have to get T-Rex on the point. T-Rex doing a great job on the point trying to stop things from moving. Actually going to be able to get the kill on Monkey. Just jump out, but is ragdolled back to point B.
Yeah, it looks like with Van Sancha and Nozo, we are going to be seeing our first proper Pharmacy for a little bit of an extended period, not just that King's Row first point trying to desperately capture that. We got both our tanks on point while the Pharah does the poking. Very interesting dynamic indeed.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing this next fight coming soon. We've got 2 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock, and Pharah really high up there, really in there, was banned. Are they gonna go for the res way in the back? I don't think they do. They throw the nano onto Bodo. He's got plenty of people to be cleaving with that Tesla cannon. He's going to be able to find Milk. And they're going to keep moving forward. Meanwhile, the tanks are in the opposite backline, but they don't realize the point just got all the way in.
It does look like that indeed. Unfortunately, Hyping Panda's defense for the first point is going to be ending at that. Now, one thing we have to be watching, especially between Milk and Delta, is if those two get separated and Bodo decides to dive either one, he plants that bubble down, and neither of them can heal one another. Obviously, Milk can throw out the Immortality Field and hope that it's actually going to be within AoE of Dragon, but it's going to be a chancy shot.
Yeah, that as well. Bodo really been showing his prowess here on the Monkey today. Absolutely great plays and positioning here from Bodo. He's getting chased by T-Rex right now as I say that. But Ban's going to answer back and say, don't kill my Monkey, I'm going to kill you with his own ultimate. Moot's going to be able to get a kill with his bombs. And it looks like it is going to be a defensive hold. But still looking pretty good. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock, and Roku's using his tack visor. So I think this next attack has a little bit more promise than it once had.
A bit more promise indeed. We got the Mercy Valkyrie as just a great general supporting ultimate. Depending on how Monkey uses the dragons, it's a very open map. They don't have very many things that they're going to be forced into corners with, so it might be a very difficult ult to use. But Bodo might actually be able to combine with him and knock them into some sort of corner, especially while they're playing around this church.
Yeah, here it comes. Sass actually going above them, seeing if he can hide. I don't know if they heard him teleport up there. The T-Rex is actually going to cut off the tanks from the rest of the team, so the tanks are actually fighting by themselves. Meanwhile, Sass and the T-Rex fighting the rest of the team. I'm not sure the tanks realize it until now, but they're going to come back with a Nano and a Primal to try and beat off both of these people who are really stopping this point from moving.
Yeah, it looks like we're on a little bit of an unfortunate step there. We had to use the Nano and the Primal in a way that wasn't necessarily maximum efficiency. The Reaper ult was just detrimental from the backline. Wonderful work out there from Sass, and it looks like we're going to be in the cleanup phase for the Hyping Pandas.
Yeah, I'm not sure Monkey's actually going to be able to make it out. He does not. And that's going to be another, 13 seconds on the clock. Let's restart that clock one more time. But looks like we're not going to see the next fight until about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Meanwhile, defense here on Hyping Panda is going to get the setup wherever they want to.
Yeah, you can see that they have a very strong high ground hold there. If you try diving into them, they have massive heals from the Baptiste, and they also have Sass with the massive damage. You really cannot dive the high ground tanks. They're deciding when they're going to take their engagement. However, we do have Dragon on the low ground, which is very vulnerable, and if Bodo sees that, it's almost certain that Dragon will be dying.
Yeah, Bansation getting picked up by Roku, absolutely huge for a stagger. But here we go. They're trying to get. They got to put pressure on point at this point if they're going to try and stay on high ground. And they're actually going to throw Primal in, but he is getting his. He's burning down. Monkey actually going to be able to pick up Sass. Meanwhile, Roku answering back by picking up Kim. And Monkey answering back by picking up T-Rex. So a lot of kills back and forth here. Meanwhile, Bansation 2v1ing up here on the high ground while Roku gets up Kim on the low ground. And we're going to be starting to move this thing forward. Oh my god. Moot picking up a 2K.
Yeah, Monkey and Nozo both on opposite sides of the wall, but Moot placed it right on the divider in between and able to get both of them simultaneously.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful play right there, but Sass walking in and just taking down Dupelec, and T-Rex actually going to come down as well. This is such a brawly match. It seems like this fight hasn't ended in minutes.
Looks like Eagle Inc. has been forced into a little bit of a brawl on the point. They're not controlling nearly as much high ground as before, though. Bansation wants to change that, diving in on Milk. Moot having absolutely none of that, so we're seeing, yet again, Moot doing a great job of the roll-off tank, defending his healers and defending people in general with that defense matrix.
This deathmatch is absolutely insane. People everywhere fighting everyone. 2v1s, 1v3s. And there goes Dupleg losing his 1v4 to the rest of that team. They've got 45 seconds left on the clock, and they've actually got 3 pretty decent ultimates. They've got that classic Grav Dragon. As long as Moot doesn't eat one of those, it could spell a lot of trouble, and it could spell point B here for Eagerlink.
Yeah, we do have to keep an eye out, though, on Milk and Dragon. They do have their support ultimates both up, and depending on how early we can use that window, we might be able to get some picks with it. Oh!
Ban going to use that really early, and with the effect of him spinning and being slow, they're going to throw the grab, they're going to have the dragon, they're going to be able to throw out the disc, though, and get out of the grab before it really matters. They are going to be able to get some kills, though. Bodo ends up getting Milk, and here comes Rokuro with the tack visor. Is he going to be able to get any kills in time? T-Rex able to get a kill, but I'm not sure it's going to be able to be enough. The fight has to be on the point now. We are in overtime. T-Rex going to throw the primal out, trying to get everyone off the point, but his team is dying to the E-Girl Incorporated. But he's going to fall as well, trying to give his team a little bit of time to recontest, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Monkey gets some kills, and the gorilla that is Bodo Lava able to throw primal and get people off the point. That is going to be point B.
Absolutely terrifying time. Roker coming out with the tack visor, unfortunately just not in a great position or time to use it, as they were a little bit on the back foot, so they couldn't get as much value as they potentially could have. Bodo tried to capitalize on it further by using the primal, but it just didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, he did what he could. He stalled as long as he could. His team just didn't quite have enough time to recontest, and because of that, we're going to be going into the first few corners here on point C, and Milk is going to be the first one that goes down. 60 seconds on the clock. This could be enormous. Duplex falling as well, but actually able to get the res off. We're going to throw the Moot bomb. Is he able to get anything? Just gets Monkey, but Sass gets Kim. Bansation able to get Roku, so a lot of kills back and forth. It's pretty much even right now. Everyone's trying to hold their footing. Bodo able to pick up his opposite, and Mr. Sass. So very scary situation here. Dragon Delta trying to hold the point right now. He's stalling for his team. Throws the purple onto Duplex, but gets shattered and coalescence by Nozo, and this might be spelling the end here. And High Pink Pandas might be falling one by one.
Yeah, Eager Link was forced into an awkward scenario where they were trying to just defend with 3 persons, and Monkey had the actual backup dragon all the way coming from spawn. They were able to get a pick with that as well, unfortunately, just starving out with Nozo's coalescence, and it looks like they might be able to secure this from the High Pink Pandas.
The last-ditch effort with the Nano and the Tack Visor, but it does look like E-Girls Incorporated is going to win that last fight and come out as the second-place winners here in the tournament. The Tavern has been such a great place. I've been enjoying all this. I've been enjoying really casting with you, bud, and I think we've got a few more messages for you guys, and then we're going to get out of here for the day. I've had some great games here today.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of an awkward period trying to set up the tournaments all over again, but we are really looking forward to this. There's going to be a lot more changes coming forward with future tournaments. We might be seeing potentially a little bit more of those. We might be seeing some more games potentially added, and we're also seeing Overwatch 2 just around the corner, so there's a lot of exciting things in store for us coming soon.
All right, and we've got just a small message from the person who helped us stream here today. Kelly, go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Kalika, and I'm streaming today's Overwatch 6v6 Spring Tournament on behalf of my good friends at the Tavern. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I want to take a moment to tell you about a charity I support called Extra Life. Extra Life unites thousands of gamers around the world to play games in support of their local Children's Miracle Network hospital. I'm fundraising for the Children's Hospital of Illinois. In 2020, our Extra Life team raised over $1,000, which helped the families of sick and injured kids who otherwise could not have afforded the life-saving care that they needed. I hope you'll consider joining me in this year's fundraising efforts. My first goal for the year is to raise $500, and if I succeed before the end of the year, I will aim for $1,000. You can donate by going to tiny.cc/Kalika Extra Life.
Thank you so much for listening. It means so much to me, really. Now let's get back to the Overwatch Spring 6v6 tournament.
All right, and just one final thank you. We had one more donation from a Mr. Janus, first name Hugh, of $52. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, going to the Extra Life charity. Love to see it. And we
Thank
also
you,
have a
Hugh.
couple more.
Yeah, we've got a few thank yous here. Everyone who's really helped put all this together, everyone for signing up and coming up on the day. I think this is one of the first tournaments we've had where literally everybody showed up on the day, so that's been awesome. Thank our casting team and Callie, who's been streaming this today, Red Tree, who put a lot of the assets together along with Cyrus, and Jericho, who put a lot of this together, put all the teams together and things like that. So we just want to thank everyone, and I always enjoy casting here with you, Cyrus. So I hope we get to do it again soon, bud.
And all the love back to you as well, Feel Bad. Feel Bad's been an absolute pleasure to work with here. And I'd just like to yet again thank Jericho for putting this all together, Callie for doing the actual stream management, a lot of stressful stuff going on behind there, and Red Tree has made some absolutely beautiful assets once again here.
Yeah, he's made that beautiful technical difficulties screen we loved that we actually got to use this time around. That's the whole reason we used the quick play, is so that we could use that beautiful TD screen from Red Tree. So I'm really excited to see you guys out here in the tavern, and see you at the bar and grill, maybe some group watch, and we'll see you guys here at the next tournament. Thank you guys.
See you guys in the summer.